Hello everybody and welcome to the Heroes Lounge Mega Matchup Monday!
Woo!
I'm Karis, as you can see, and joining me today, it's Joy K.
As you can see.
As you can also see, through the miracle of vision. But yes, we've got a double Mega Matchup Monday today, which is, we've got Lucky Play versus Honk, Goose Criminals. That's kicking off very shortly. And then
Yeah,
we're going to be
that's true.
following that up later with a Division 5 match, Mustaches versus Under Pressure. Dum 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 dum. I like the face that I was given for doing that noise.
Yeah, I mean, that was not bad for impersonating the bass. Very good, very good.
Dum 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 dum. There you go. That's more realistic.
Yeah.
So,
Right, now I have that song stuck in my head.
well, you're going to have it more for the second match, probably.
That's true.
But for this first match, the song you need stuck in your head is "Get Lucky," because indeed, one of these teams has been up all night to get their captain Lucky, and that's Honk, Goose Criminals. No, that's Lucky Play, and they're going to be going up against Honk, Goose Criminals, aka HGC. Now, I've heard that HGC is dead, so that doesn't bode well for this team, does it?
That does not bode well for this team. That doesn't at all. But I mean, for some people, the HCC still lives on in their heart, so maybe that's some sort of a consolation then.
Yes. Maybe this is what that team is. This team is HGC living on, and
Exactly.
they are the Honk Goose Criminals. I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about that game with the goose that everybody plays, but maybe you
Oh
know more about
yeah.
that, Joy K.
Well, it's called Goose Simulator, right? Or what is it called again? But
Don't ask
the
me.
point of the game was that you just like try and bother people as much as you can while being a goose. It's an interesting concept, at least.
The goose is loose.
The goose is loose, indeed.
Yeah, exactly. Both of these teams are Division 3. Moving swiftly on, both of these teams are Division 3, and the funny thing is, neither of them has lost a match yet so far. So this is the round 3 match for both of these teams, and they're both looking near the top of the table in Division 3 because they haven't yet lost a match. So really, we're talking about some of the top teams in Division 3. I should point out, by the way, there is one team ahead of them in Division 3, and that's the Naughty Otters, which is my team. But that's only
the Naughty Otters.
That's that might be more of on a technicality that we got a free match win because our opponents didn't show up. But don't tell anybody that. Apart from that, yeah. So I mean, what are you expecting from these teams then, given that they're both so highly ranking in Division 3?
I expect to see some well-practiced synergy, some good, well-executed comps. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah,
What
like
about you?
solid coordination. I think that is what you see at the top end of Division 3 is that kind of good coordination from the teams, and you do see a high standard of play for sure. So it should be very interesting. I do know we have had some map bans come in. If I can get them up on screen
Well, I can get them
now.
up for you as well.
Well, I've got them. I've got them up on screen by the power of computers. And
the power of technology.
I can tell you that. I can tell you viewers at home as well that Garden of Terror and Sky Temple were banned by Lucky Play, whereas HGC banned Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya. Now, to me, that says like one of these teams doesn't want big global macro split push nonsense, and then the other team doesn't want close team fighting, energetic stuff. So
yeah,
it's kind of both teams kind of going in opposite directions, and they're going to be stuck somewhere in the middle, I guess, with like what I believe is an Alterac Pass first pick.
And I guess that is
Lucky.
somewhere in the middle, isn't it?
But it's slightly surprising to me because it was actually picked up. The Alterac Pass was chosen by Lucky Play, and they banned the other macro maps. They were the ones who banned Garden. They were the ones who banned Sky Temple, and so you get the feeling from their bans like, oh, they don't want to play this macro stuff, and yet then they go pick Alterac Pass, which I think is quite a macro focused map, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the thing about Alterac Pass is you can play that map in whichever way you really want to play it. Like, you can play it around the objective, right? And then you put a focus on a more team fight like map. Well, if you pick up some strong wave clear in your team, you can kind of like, until the late game, just ignore at least the first objective, and that so you can play it in whichever way you would prefer. So I think it's a nice in the middle map for, as you just said.
Well, I don't know if you were watching Grubby's stream last night, but I got matched against Grubby in Storm League, and he and his teammates they picked like total. They had Ragnaros played by Grubby. They had Zagara. I think they might have had Falstad as well, although that might have been banned. And so they were just playing like relentless split push, and they didn't really care about the objectives. And my team was winning the objectives, but in the end we lost the game because they just outpushed us, out macroed us, and had superior XP and map control. So it can be played in that macro style, but as you say, you can try to play on the objectives and win those fights that way. I wonder if it may just be like a pocket pick of Lucky Play, and it's something they've practiced a lot on, maybe in scrims.
That could be.
A lot of teams ban Garden of Terror just because they don't get to play it in ranked, so they get, that might be why that was banned. And then
yeah, you don't really get to practice it. Maybe in scrims then, but not every team scrims, of course. So yeah.
There's speculation in the chat that you've got a glass of vodka to get through the evening.
Well, it seems that chat really knows me very well. Cheers to you.
So we are just waiting for the teams to set up to explain what that's going on there. So, like I was just to reiterate the schedule, how tonight's going to go down. We've got a Division 3 match first up, which is, as we say, Lucky Play versus HGC. Then 2 hours from now, or an hour and 3/4 from now, there's going to be a Division 5 match between Mustaches and Under Pressure. I'm not going to do that every time, but maybe the first.
Pressure.
Oh, that's much nicer. Yeah, Joy, you do the singing, and I'll do the bass. I think that's probably the right roles.
And then after I do Under Pressure, you can do your. I like it. Solid.
Please don't sue us, David Bowie from Beyond the Grave.
No, please don't. We are just a cappella of the storm.
But yeah, so those we do have 2 matches for you today, spicing up the Mega Monday matchup. If you're new to Mega Monday matchup, we have a cast on this channel every Monday evening with a range of different teams, range of different divisions, range of different casters. I think this is your first time on Mega Monday matchup, Joy K, isn't it?
It is. And Monday used to be my set day for casting, so
Well,
I'm happy I'm here.
Yeah, you might be here, or you can do another day. I'm sure people would love to see more casting from you on other days for sure. And where can they find you on the internet, Joy K?
Well, they can find me on the internet at twitch.tv/IamJoyK.
If you type !casters in the chat as well, it will tell you who we are.
Who we are.
Actually, I'll just tell you our names, and not even our real names, just our internet names, which is.
Right.
But I don't know if you viewers know, but the K in Joy K actually stands for knowledge, because she's just a fountain of knowledge.
I am. And I don't know if you viewers at home know, but I used to refer to Karis as the Big Daddy K.
The Big Daddy K.
That makes for a good nickname.
Because I'm an old man, and my name begins with K. So, Alterac Pass. That's where we're going for the first game. What spice are you expecting to come out of the draft in this game?
I would like to see something like Vikings, maybe Abathur, something that would be spicy, right? I'm gonna be fairly honest. I would be a bit bored if we're going to see the standard Falstad pick that is always on this map. I would love to see something like the Vikings, something like that then gets countered by maybe even an Illidan pick. I want to see something like that.
Yeah, oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, those could be juice. Those could be juice for sure.
That's juice, indeed.
Vikings followed by Illidan. Well, if that happens, then we'll know that the K really stands for knowledge. But there's only one way to find out, and that is to actually go into the draft in game number 1 in this best of 3 series.
Woohoo!
This is where it's meant to transition to draft. There we go.
There we go.
Smooth.
Technical difficulties.
Yes. So you're talking about Vikings. You're talking about Illidan keeping things a bit adventurous. If
I mean, Illidan did get buffed.
And
I've recently been playing him a bit more in ranked, and I think he's doing quite good. The extra health was
he's good.
Was a good idea.
Yeah, he's good for solo. He's good for split push. He's a good team fighter if and only if the draft is right. And that's
Exactly.
the difficulty with that. And by the way, straight away the false start gets banned, and you were talking
Yeah.
about you didn't want to see that false start because it's a bit boring. Well, there you go.
Yeah, well, you go.
Now
I'm not gonna get bored. That's one thing, that's for sure.
I wonder.
Muradin?
Is that Illidan? I mean, no, you wouldn't ban Muradin this early if you were going for it. Unless, is this a target ban? I wish I had some statistics behind this, but I don't actually know.
I'm curious.
I don't know if this is a target ban, and I'm going to investigate as much as I can.
Maybe they just don't like dwarfs. Falstad and Muradin are both dwarfs.
That is true. This could be hot racism. I'll tell you what, I've just looked at the stats, and the top 2 picks for Lucky Play so far this season are Falstad and Muradin.
Aha.
Now, yeah, I mean, okay, but sometimes the top 2 picks are the top 2 picks because the other things got banned, and I don't know, that it's a little bit of a big investment to go for a Muradin ban that early. As Oriel, by the way, has been let through. By the way, I should point out these teams banned Deathwing. They didn't actually have to because Deathwing isn't allowed in Heroes Lounge until round 4, and this is only round 3. So some teams you see this week playing might be allowed to use Deathwing. That's because it's their round 4 match, where it depends which round you're playing. This is round 3. They weren't allowed to pick Deathwing anyway, so arguably a waste of a ban. But maybe they were trying to let Oriel through.
Maybe.
This realm needs me.
Alright, Li Ming.
Li Ming picked up by Sidonian there.
And Deckard Kane. Oh, excuse me, Deckard Payne.
Deckard Payne.
Yeah, he's here to bring the pain.
Not the decking. Yeah, I mean, this is a sort of normal draft so far. Nothing spicy except the bans, like we said.
Yeah, exactly.
Li Ming, solid. The only thing Li Ming can struggle with is wave clear, and Deckard is not great for wave clear, although not terrible.
Then in that case, Thrall is a sensible ban. Thrall offers some wave clear. He is a sturdy frontliner. They might want to pick up some more frontline. Has some self-sustain, so he isn't too dependent on Deckard's potions. It would have been a good pick, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think these are all solid picks so far. And solid bans, except like we say the Muradin and maybe the Deathwing. Blaze main tank, but it's not Blaze main tank. It's Blaze offlane, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They already locked into Johanna. They have a very sturdy team here. I'm very curious what the last 2 picks are going to be here for HGC.
Is it going to be the spice? You were talking about Vikings. You were talking about, putting an Illidan in there. They can't really go Illidan against Johanna Blaze, can they? So
that sounds to me like suicide.
So then, yeah, they're just playing
Imperius
normal.
and Raynor.
Those are fairly. Yeah, I think they've just gone for an unsurprising comp, let's say. And
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's all round good.
Yeah, they've got a good balance, I would say, like a well balanced team. What is this last pick going to be here from Lucky Play?
It has to be a ranged character. Might be a bursty one. It's going to be Hanzo. I think Hanzo is a nice pick.
Yeah, I think
He's
that
going to be so safe.
is nice for
so
poking,
safe.
but then like with Blaze and Greymane, you're not really looking for the poking, so I'm expecting them to go in a little bit hot at some point. I guess they're going to wait for Lucky to initiate with a big Dragon's Arrow, follow that up with a Blaze engage, and then hopefully Greymane can catch some kills.
Or maybe even a Blessed Shield to follow that up. We're going to see, but I have to say I'm a big fan of this team. This draft is very, very, very sturdy. And with the Oriole in the back, she's going to be super safe, so she can get her auto attacks in. She can cast her abilities without ever being in danger because she has 3 people to, well, kind of body for her. And Hanzo is just going to be in the back doing his thing. So I'm gonna put my money on Lucky Play.
I think
And hope I get lucky. What about you?
I have to agree. Actually, I think these the draft looks well rounded there. The only thing, the other thing is, I think Oriole is a very strong support at the moment. So
Cheers.
they have to account for that on the side of HGC. There's going to be probably a resurrect, so they can go in and blow somebody up with Ming. Maybe they go for Aegis though, just to respond to that Ming, to avoid those resets getting value.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. But we're going to see.
Are indeed. Let's go into game number 1 in this best of 3 on Mega Monday matchup. On the left, in blue, it's Lucky Play with Lucky the namesake on Hanzo, Benzo Bear on Blaze, Vladik on Johanna, Shablago on Greymane, and Calypsa 332 on Oriole.
Alright, and on the other side we have the HGC team, the Honk Goose Criminals. We have Sedonian on Leeming, we have Tully on Imperius, Hat is on ETC, Eureka on Deckard Payne, and Azukan on the Rainer.
So, what are these teams going to do in terms of laning? I'm assuming, yes, they're putting Imperius at the bottom and Blaze on the top. So Imperius is going to be up against Greymane, and I'm guessing that's going to be ETC and Ming in the top against Blaze. But obviously, both of these teams are going to want to go for those siege camps early and around the 1 minute mark. I assume both teams are going to commit 2 people to those as soon as they come up.
Yeah. That is true. Greymane has already pulled back and is making his way to the camp. But can Greymane solo that?
I sort of think he probably can't because they do a lot of damage this early in the game. So Oriole's helping him out for now. Deckard Kane's there with Rainer on the opposite side. So it's exactly the sort of the setup we were expecting. But of course, nobody's soaking this bot lane at the moment for Lucky Play, which means Imperius might be able to zone Oriole off some of this XP. No, the globes will float safely enough to her at the gate. Identical cap timings on the camps, and so those both rolling in around 1:30 should mean they're up exactly 3 minutes, which is when the objective spawns for both teams. So really nicely timed there.
Oh, but look top. Benzo Bear in a bit of a pickle, trying to get back to the base. Can he? Oh, nicely aimed E, and he actually makes it out. 3-man gank? I don't think so.
So this is one of the reasons I love Blaze as a hero, is he's sort of a bit unkillable. If he's got his cooldowns available, if he's got his Pyromaniac up, and if he's got his escape and slows, and usually he can get out. By the way, Blaze level 1 going for the neural stim pack here, not going for the new habit. Wants the neural stim pack to have more disruption with his E, more potential. Oh, as a lockdown and Ming combo onto Greymane.
That was big damage indeed.
So both teams cleared fairly equally and on equal XP. Tula on the bottom lane taking so much poke from Lucky's hands though. But actually they're on similar HP, but in terms of numbers. It's just that Hanzo's HP bar looks bigger because he's got less to play with in the first place.
Yeah.
So both of them are on about 1,000 HP left. As the first objectives are spawning, with neither team having a global, I suspect we're going to see 5v5 up at the objective fairly soon. But of course, first, both teams going straight away for those perfectly timed siege camps. Oh, but there's been a bit of a pause, so we will go back to looking at our faces.
Hello,
while we
are
wait for
back.
these teams. I mean, yeah, so far completely neck and neck from both of these teams. Is there anything in this game so far that's hinting one way or the other about how it might go?
Really yet, like we're seeing fairly standard play, and yeah, the only thing that they really can't do on the side of HGC is fall behind in XP, because as soon as Li Ming is down a few levels, her damage kind of gets nullified. It's very hard to get that burst in that you want with her.
Yeah, she's kind of very much an all or nothing hero, Li Ming. You know, she needs to be able to get actual kills to get value. By the way, Li Ming has gone for the orb cooldown reduction at level 4. These days, that's the most popular talent, you know.
It is.
Over dominance. I guess the players figuring out that, you know, that continuous horrendous poke is more valuable. As there's a slide onto Blaze, and I think they're going to catch him this time.
Oh yeah, they are. No well-aimed E this time. And that means that HCC is now marching towards the objective, and they've captured that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's my usual curse of saying Blaze was unkillable, and then he's the first blood in the game. So it's not great from me, as always. But it does give the window over to HGC to allow them to secure this first objective. But does it though? Because in comes Greymane looking for the deny.
Oh, but Johanna, look at her! Absolutely gets blown up. And Greymane is just trying to get something done here, but like he has to dance around Imperius, has to dance around the roots.
Oh, the reset there onto
Oriel.
Oriel.
Oriel follows suit, but can they get... Oh, shit! Sidonian making it out on 6 hit points. I'm not even lying.
Yep, that's calculated for you. I mean, we always say the good player is always lucky. In this case, lucky, the player was not lucky, but yeah, Sidonian very lucky there to get away on a sliver of HP. As you say, single digits. And yeah, that secures the first objective nicely for Honk, Goose Criminals, who are starting to get a little bit of initiative with this one level lead they've secured basically only from hero kills.
And looking at the map, they are going to get the full gate here on the top lane. The bottom lane, I think, will follow suit here.
Yep.
So they're starting to...
They're going to put a lot of pressure down this bottom lane. I think the top lane is probably more under pressure. Yeah. So nice defense there from Lucky Play to secure that, to keep that bottom fort alive. And at the same time, Benzo Bear on the play, he's kept the top alive. So I think what's going well for Lucky Play there is their reaction to see where HGC were committing resources and to put their own players there in response and stop the pushes being too hard. But of course, it is still a decent chunk of those structures down.
That is true, and level 10 has now arrived for HGC. So what are we going to see?
Well, Wave of Force is unsurprising. Mosh Pit from ETC. Reyna's Raider from Reyna. There we go. I think
that's a mouthful.
Not so surprising. You sometimes see the Hyperion. Oh, as ETC slides in, looking for potential picks.
Oh, Lucky under a lot of pressure. Nice peel comes in from. And on the other side, we have Resurrect, Bunker Drop, Blessed Shield, Dragon's Arrow, and Cursed Bullet.
Yeah, I mean, those are all fairly standard, I think. The Resurrect, like we talked about, didn't we? Because so this is a tough decision, I think, for Oriel, because at the moment, Resurrect is a really strong heroic. The fact that she can self-cast it, the fact that it's got such a short cast time, and they come back with full HP. The thing is,
let's not forget about the 20 update.
Oh, of course, the light speed, but here's the thing: is if you give the reset to Li Ming on some, by letting somebody die, with the idea of resurrecting them, Li Ming's going to start going in. Oh, speaking of going in goes Joanna, looking for Reina and potentially Deckard Cain as well. That's sleep.
Deckard!
Is he getting away?
But
no.
he needs to cancel it, can he? Is he actually going to make it out? He's trying. The old man is running. Oh my god, the peel from Rainer.
No way. Erica.
No way he's going to live. Oh, Rainer dies instead.
I mean, wow. that almost was an epic escape, and I thought they were both going to get away with it there. So great sleep from
Joanna
Deckard.
gets kidnapped.
Getting kidnapped and putting a lot of pressure. She has the Iron Skin. She's going to start walking around, but I think the Iron Skin's going to fall pretty quickly. But here's where the Resurrect might be valuable.
Yeah, she is coming back in 3, in 2, in 1, and Johanna has re-entered the ring looking for a new challenger.
So that's where Resurrect gets huge value, is because that was kind of a stretch pick rather than if there was an all-in team fight and you killed someone, then Li Ming is going boom, 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 then the Resurrect doesn't get so much value. But in that kind of case where the enemy commits a lot of resources to catch somebody who's a bit out of position, like Joanna, as Imperius goes in, tries to catch Blaze, but he bunkers safely.
Yeah, I saw a beautiful opportunity there for Blessed Shield, but it is not coming to interrupt the mosh pit. No, it keeps the backline meanwhile occupied while ETC slid in for that mosh.
Yeah, now there's no Resurrect available for Blaze, not for another 30 seconds, and another kill secured on Hanzo. So 2 kills for nothing in that fight in favor of the Honk Goose criminals, and they're pushing on in this Division 3 match to start capping the objective.
They are trying, they are doing it. Li Ming completely out of mana though.
Yeah, if we take a look at the talents again, I mean, so she's gone for the power hungry at level 1. The problem is these fights around the objective don't have a lot of globe supply to keep that power hungry mana coming in. So
yeah, that is true.
Can be difficult. By the way, Joanna going for the Zealous. Oh, sorry to interrupt, but then Imperius has to charge out here to safety. The sleep from Deckard again.
Sleep on Deckard. But now Deckard's in the middle of everyone. He's trying to disengage. They have the boop from ETC.
And
Still no 13.
It looks like they've got away with it, It
Yeah.
looks like they got away with it after a great disengage from Deckard.
Absolutely. Now level 13 has arrived, so this is the time for Lucky Play to, well, look for a lucky play. But Blaze has gone top.
Yeah, there was a lot of soak and top lane pressure there, so that he wanted that. There's 13 seconds left on this timer. So, of course, Lucky Player banking on the fact that they can get a bit of... as Greymane goes in looking for a fight.
Oh, they're going in. Dragon's Arrow. Li Ming gets to jump away, though.
Denied a little bit there. Tula, can you get away? Blaze trying to put the lockdown onto ATC. Can they hold him for long enough? In comes the Deckard route to try and zone out the rest of Lucky Play.
And Hanzo doing the one thing there that he shouldn't do. And that is being on the side. He needs to be in the back where he can poke freely.
Yeah, but
He's
Hanzo
going
got
on the side.
resurrected.
He immediately got blown up there. Oh, there comes the mosh pit again. Oriel this time has the interrupt. Does she have the heal? Yes, she does.
This is huge play here from Lucky Play to stay alive here, but Joanna's not going to be so lucky, and she's fallen, but so's ETC in response, so it's a trade here. 1 for 1 as Imperius stuns, tries to catch Blaze. The rain of damage, but Blaze charges to safety. He's up all night to get lucky. Great play from Hanzo there to secure that Li Ming kill.
Absolutely nice scatter arrow there. And I was just about to comment, but look at Deckard here. He's just in the back throwing potions, not under pressure at all. We'll save the singing for the next game. But still, freely doing his thing.
Yeah, Deckard's getting a lot of value with those potions, but still, overall, once you factor in the Resurrect, the fight seemed to be swinging just in favor of Lucky Play. I think if there was no Resurrect here, this would be, going a lot better for HGC. Oh, the burst onto Imperius. And now Hat's got nothing. Has to slide out of there and leave that
he
behind.
needs to. Dragon's Arrow is being shot, but there's nothing to follow it up anymore. And now this objective has fallen for the lucky plays of Lucky Play.
So a slight XP lead at the moment for HGC, but this objective and camp rolling mid is surely going to get this mid fort. And by the way, Hat on ETC, got to be careful, as there's a potential to just dive completely here by Lucky Play.
Greymane is falling so low here.
Sidonian on the Ming, finding orb after orb on the enemy team, and just chipping their health out again and again. And if those DPSs are low, it means they can't commit to get that energy up for Oriole, so then she can't heal. So it's a vicious cycle. As Oriole goes in for aggressive whip and gets skewered for it.
Oh, got blown up, and Sidonian is on a row. And there's the mosh pit to clean them up, and that is 4 kills. Very nicely executed here by HGC. The Goose is loose.
The Goose is all 5 of the geese are loose. And they are going to push. They're going to clear those cavalry and get, stop any value basically from that cavalry that Lucky Play secured so confidently just 1 minute ago. And the game's been completely turned around. And now it's a full level and a half, level and 3/4 lead here for Honk Goose Criminals.
Yeah. That turned around quite quickly, and in terms of structures, the lucky players didn't get any.
They got a bit of damage on the mid and top, but I mean they'd already taken damage on the mid and bot, so really, yes, structurally, the Goose Criminals are still ahead here, and they're going to be feeling pretty confident with how this game is going so far. It all comes down to who can get picks and in what circumstances at the moment, and what we're seeing is when Oriole can't resurrect somebody for whatever reason, either because it's on cooldown or because she's been zoned out positionally, then
or it's not safe.
Yeah, or it's not safe, exactly. Then in that case HGC seems to win the fight, because then ETC can get away with doing a mosh pit however he likes, and they can just chain deaths with Ming. On the other hand, when Oriole's getting those resurrects safely, then Lucky Players are looking more in charge of the fight. So a very close game so far, with 12 kills to 4, but it does feel a lot closer than that.
It does indeed. Boss gets cleaned up here on both lanes as the objective is coming back. And now we're on even talent here, so we are definitely going to see a new team fight coming up here. So, yeah. What are your expectations for this objective?
I don't know. It's kind of difficult to say. My thinking is that HGC want to stall this out. They want to wait for 20, so they're not going to force anything too aggressive. They're just going to, I imagine, sit back and wait for Lucky Play to force the fight, perhaps out of position. Having said that, HGC have marched onto the enemy side of the map because they've seen that not all members of Lucky Play are together right now.
They are not indeed. Camp has been picked up.
The camp's good, but the thing is, Lucky Play have got such a small window in which to initiate this fight. Any time they give, so because they gave 30 seconds to go and get that camp, that means that's 30 seconds less that HGC have to stall. They don't have to.
They don't have to do anything to wait until they have the talent tier advantage again.
Oh, but they are going in anyway. They're going in anyway, and Tula's been completely destroyed. Hat's been blown up. Sorry, Hat's still alive, but Hat's trying to go in and cause a bit of a problem as Tula's been blown up. Bennu Bear goes in, gets the bunker to uses that to zone the rest of the members of HGC. And yeah, solid play from Lucky Play there.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice blow up onto the Imperius. And nice communication, dropping the bunker there. Everyone getting in while Oriole was capturing. That's very nice.
I tell you, I sort of think HGC didn't really need to be there at all. Because the timer on the objective is 50 seconds, it would have taken them, let's say, 30 seconds to soak 20. So they could have just gone, poked a little bit, then gone to soak for 20 seconds in the mid lane. That would have got them 20, and then take the fight, while the clock's ticking. I think that would have been the better play, but of course it's easier to say with hindsight. Hindsight's 2020, and now they're trying to stall. But 4v5, this could backfire massively, although they do have the level 20.
They do indeed. And those are some powerful talents. As you can see, Li Ming is just jumping in, trying to get the blow up here and gets it. Absolutely. Oh, Oriole tries to walk forward. Does make it out.
That's such an unfortunate overlap there, because there was a wave of force on top of the mosh pit, and the wave of force knocked Oriole out of that mosh pit, potentially saving her life there.
Absolutely. And Oriole only walked up here to try and resurrect Johanna, and she's still going. Look.
The cheek of this Oriole.
That is absolutely ballsy move.
I love it. I love everything about that.
They have to be so
from
careful
Calypso.
here with their positioning.
They're not being careful.
Now
They're going in.
Exposed.
They're trying to go in here. Joanna puts the CC. The Hanzo arrow to follow. Maybe they can. Oh, hat so low. Slides out to safety. Deckard Cain
Careful.
sleep.
Oh, the sleep.
The bunker gets
Oh,
value,
Oriole,
but-
that was so unfortunate. But she has resurrect up. She can resurrect herself.
Yeah,
But it is no use.
she doesn't seem to be doing it right now. And I think, yeah, because her team
No,
was dying.
there is no use. Johanna was too low, so Johanna was going to follow suit, and then you just know, like, oh, if I spawn right here, I'm just going to die. And of course, in the meanwhile, the objective has been pushing, and they have been taking quite some keep damage on the bottom lane.
Yes. And that's, yeah. Yes, that's annoying to lose a little bit of a keep, but actually with the keep still standing, doesn't make any difference in terms of the map pressure. So in that case, I think the 2 deaths are very much worth it there for... Sorry, the 2 kills are very much a good result there for HTC. And so Lucky Players are going to feel a bit disappointed with what they got there.
Yeah, that is true, but now we have all our level 20s in. Let's have a look at them.
So there's a speculation in the chat that the Resurrect was not up by that fight anyway, and it must have been a visual bug on the cooldown, because remember she just resurrected Joanna
That
5
is
seconds ago.
true. But no, she tried, but she got interrupted. Or was this after?
No, the
she...
previous,
I don't know.
the extra Joanna, but the backdoor, the cheeky res. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
we'll look into that after the game maybe, as Hack goes in, gets whipped away, so he can't mosh. In comes a stun from Blaze onto Imperius, and Greymane jumps in.
Blinded by the light, gets popped. Everybody's looking a bit low. Sleep gets interrupted by Johanna. And Johanna doesn't care. She's just walking forward. Now starting to take a lot of damage, and that's the end of her. But there comes the Resurrect, and with light speed, she is going to get a lot of movement speed. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom.
She's going in very hot, and of course, every second she's alive is reducing that resurrection cooldown time. Oh my days, they're trying to... Oh, the Blaze stun catches onto Deckard, but no slows available.
But can it do anything? And the longer Johanna stays alive, the faster the cooldown on Resurrect will decay.
Yeah, look at that clock ticking in the top left there. It's just ticking down a lot faster than the seconds. By the way, the bottom keep did eventually fall to just gradual pressure, so... I spoke too soon when I said they were not giving up map pressure there. Yes.
The K stands for knowledge.
The K indeed stands for, in my case, lack of knowledge. But the Resurrect is back up already. And of course, Li Ming's still down because there's no Resurrect for the Goose criminals. And that means that there's a tough situation. But they didn't have to go in here, but they have chosen to again.
Oh, but they are! Look! And look how low Deckard and both Imperius is. Deckard tries to turn around for a cheeky sleep, but that doesn't work out, and he falls to the Dragon Arrow. Johanna is starting to take a lot of damage and decides to back up, and so do the Honk Goose criminals.
But they've staggered the death. They've staggered the death here of Deckard Cain. And they didn't have to. Again, these timers on the objectives, they still had 50 seconds left. They could have waited the 20 seconds for Li Ming to respawn and then go in 5v5 rather than looking to make that 4v5 play, which, you know, at the best of times would have resulted in them getting away safely. In this case, they gave up Deckard's life rate, and he staggered so long they won't be able to contest his next objective. And one of it's going on the core.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, and top keep is laying bare. So they have to keep that into account as well. Although the top lane for the HSC team looks very, very pushed. So not too much to worry about, but definitely the bottom lane, because Greymane headed down and started the boss. And I love that, actually.
That is huge, because if this boss gets picked up by Lucky Play here, this could be game. I know normally the bosses on this map do nothing, but with the backing up of the cavalry, look at Blaze zoning here though. This is absolutely huge with the Hanzo arrow on top.
Oh my god, Oriel missed! The Oriel missed her heal on Greymane. Greymane dies. There comes the kidnap. It's still going. The mosh pit. Hanzo falls. This is the boss fight of Karis.
Oh my days, Greymane, can you survive? No, you can't. And the boss goes over to the Honk Goose criminals. It was an absolutely epic fight on the boss there. Absolutely obscene play here from HGC. Brilliant to steal that boss. I can't believe it all went so wrong for Lucky Play there. It looked like they had it so under control, and because HGC had to come in through that choke point, and just the level of commitment from Imperius to kidnap and just dive onto the point and say, this point's mine, and we're going to take this boss right now and completely invalidate your objective.
Oh my god. It is. Yeah. But they are, look at their core, they're taking a lot of damage here.
They are, but that core is going to regen itself, no problem, no problem.
Yeah, that is true indeed.
So, ultimately what's just happened with that boss fight is HGC have turned... Oh, they did lose the top keep. I did not expect that. I sort of thought they'd put more resources into clearing that. Again, a slight misstep here from HGC. I sort of think they didn't have to defend the core so seriously, because the core can usually defend itself pretty well on this map against when it's still got 2 lanes of armor. Now it doesn't have 2 lanes of armor anymore because they defended it. And this maybe... I think this boss should be picked up safely enough by HGC, because Greymane will not be in time.
It should be, but maybe ETC is fast on his feet. No, not fast enough to slide onto a Greymane that's just coming to take a peek over there.
And now I think HGC have to escort this boss, otherwise they're not going to get a keep. But they've got to be careful, because this camp mid, here's the thing, the camps on this map are basically as strong as the boss sometimes.
Oh, Greymane has to be so careful here. Needs to get back and disengaged.
I'm a little bit worried for this mid keep. I sort of think if HGC overcommit here, look, they can't end either way. There's no way HGC are ending with this boss, from my perspective.
They are going to
what they
get
could do is
keep.
lose a keep.
That's true.
They're getting a keep for sure, yeah. And they choose to back off now, and I think they will be in time to defend the mid. So they've played that safely and sensibly. I was slightly worried that they might overcommit and go under the keep. But it has been well played by HGC. Solid decisions from them. They're back in time to clear the mid and get their own camp and get some counter pressure in that mid lane. And of course, they have to defend lanes now, because having lost 2 keeps, the core could be under threat.
Yeah, that is true. But now they don't have a gate here anymore. They need to put everything in to get this objective. But the lucky players were already in place and started capturing the objective already. So now what?
It's hard to say. This is surely going to have to be the final team fight of the game when it happens. We're 26 minutes in. It's game number 1 in this best of 3 Division 3 match between Lucky Play and Honk Goose Criminals. And both teams are feeling the pressure here. In goes HGC, looking to invade this objective, as another camp is picked up mid by Lucky Play. And just both teams, you can feel the nervousness. A 1 level advantage gives a bit of bit extra damage here for HGC, so maybe that'll help them in the fight. As Joanna goes in, the final fight kicks off.
Oh, Hat gets stunned. Key gets stunned here by Oriel. And Johanna just keeps walking forward. Sleep gets interrupted. That means the end of Deckard King Karis.
Yeah, 2 members dead already, and Joanna's not finished. She's looking for more. Greymane tries to put a bit of pressure on Imperius, but he's got to be a bit careful. No, he doesn't. Blaze is there to back him up. Joanna wants to chase. It doesn't matter whether they catch Reina or not. They've caught 4 members already. They're going to get the cavalry, and they are surely going to march directly onto that core right now, which is missing 2 keeps, and it's going to take some damage. Probably this is GG.
Yeah, this is starting to look a lot like GG indeed. Minions have walked in. No minions yet. But we might see.
I'm sort of surprised Lucky Play haven't gone straight core. They're waiting for the cavalry. They want to play it safe. But sometimes safe doesn't mean safe. Safe means actually you're risking the chance for your enemies to respawn, which they are right now. But I still think This is a 27-minute cavalry. They've got another camp pressuring the mid lane. There's 2 keeps down already. Surely this is going to end. Although the HGC are alive. Although is Reyna alive as they go in with the Blessed Shield. Looks for the Hanzo damage. He'll sit back for now and wait for his teammates to respawn.
Yeah, that's the last keep going down, and the cavalry is coming. But are they going? They are still very far away.
Yeah, and I think this is the time when they have to fight here. HGC have to force a fight. They cannot wait for this cavalry to arrive. Once 2 cavalries get in this core, it's GG whether they kill everyone or not. They need to fight now and then use the space to clear the cavalry. But they're not. They're playing a little bit cautiously, and they're surely going to lose here. This cavalry marching in, it's already cutting that core into half. ETC slides in, looks for the mosh.
Oh, beautiful bunker drop, but the core is going down, and that is GG. The first game going over to Lucky Play.
Oh my days. What a game there.
What a game.
A 27-minute to start off this best of 3 series. The funny thing is we've got another Kaz lined up in an hour, so
We do.
this is going to be... and we were like, how are we going to fill the time between the 2 Kaz? And this is going to be a very close series indeed, we can already tell.
Close.
I mean, you have to say... I don't know what went wrong for HEC there. By the way, they got 22 kills. If I just quickly show you this, 22 kills to 12 in favor of HGC, but they were just completely destroyed in terms of structure by the end, because the kills the Lucky Players got were kind of more impactful because they were team fight based. They were in the objective, and of course, a lot of those kills that HGC got were resurrected.
That is true, and I feel in the end that it went wrong up until the point that there was this team fight in mid lane where Li Ming almost got a kill on Greymane, but almost, as we say, is never enough, and Li Ming died in turn, and then Li Ming was dead for that objective to come. And I feel that's also a bit of the draft, because they've drafted a lot of beefy frontliners. They've drafted Blaze, Johanna, and Greymane is also not the squishiest character in the game. So it's definitely giving Li Ming a hard time to get those little blow-ups that she's looking for. So yeah. But we have a new map coming up, Karis.
We do indeed. So Honk, Goose Criminals obviously want to be more in control of the map because they've chosen map pick for game number 2. So for those of you who don't know how it works, the loser of game number 1 gets to choose map pick or first pick for game number 2. And they, in this case, the Honk Goose Criminals have chosen map pick, and they've chosen Dragonshire.
Dragonshire, yeah.
And this is the part where we say, "My husband is now dead."
That is what she says. She really hasn't gotten over it yet. And let's be fair, it happened quite a while ago. So
I don't know the chronology of when it happened, but our thoughts and prayers go out to Lady, whatever her name is.
Lady of Thorns.
Lady of Thorns. We are very sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
And we hope that your husband's spirit can live on in dragon form. The dragon becomes him, as Genji might say. So, Dragonshire, that's quite a different map here from Alterac Pass. What is it that HGC are going to bring to this differently from game number 1?
I hope control. This map is so hard in terms of control. You need to have such good coordination between your top laner and your tank and the person that's going to rotate. Well, I almost said jungler. I've been playing League. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, I guess you could say it in that term, that you have to have that coordination and that stuff. So, yeah.
I agree with that. I think the... I think we're almost ready to go into the game, actually. But yeah, when we do... I don't know what to expect entirely. I think there's lots of different ways the teams can play that. I think Falstad might get prioritized early in terms of picks or bans. Something happened, I think, just now in terms of a cheer or bits or something. I didn't actually see what it was. So, anyway, we're into the draft in game number 2. Game number 2 in the.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here to count for me because I'm not very good at counting. Game number 2 in our first match. Match 1, game 2.
Yeah.
Third
this is a best
Mega
out
Man
of
matchup.
3.
And it's a best out of 3. There you go.
Yeah.
1, 2,
And
3.
that means if Lucky Play manages to win, then this series is over and we are moving on to the next one. And that would mean that we would need some filler content.
Filler content is my speciality. I would say my whole life has been filler content, to be honest.
That's why you are here, Daddy K.
As Falstad gets banned out, and as I predicted, the K stands for knowledge. And there's the Oriel ban. Now, I think that is important. I think that's something
that's
that
sensible
HGC
ban.
should have done in game number 1. You know, we saw
the Li Ming ban. Take that, Sidonian.
Yeah. So very much targeting here. Although it was ETC was played by Hat for HEC last time. Rexar slam picks that solo lane. Does that mean the solo lane's won already?
Would you say that?
I don't know if I would say that. I would say it means if HGC want to win the solo lane, now they have to do something a bit spicier maybe. I think there are ways you can do it. You can like Twin Blades Varian, for example, pressure Rexar, but then you've got to get Twin Blades Varian. And so you see what I mean? They've got to shift your draft if you want to not lose that solo lane to the Rexar.
I mean, there are some things that can win into him without having to completely shift your draft. If you know what I mean. I know there's somebody in the chat that knows what I mean. I saw you create.
Oh. Is this some kind of hammer of justice?
Oh, Alarak was open and now he's being picked up. It is the hammer of justice, and it would actually now be a very sensible pick for HGC.
Yes, I think against Greymane and Alarak, you've got to be thinking about that Uther. Whether you take him as the offlane or whether you take him as a healer, he's got to be a primary consideration here against that kind of melee aggression.
Absolutely. Garrosh gets banned here. All right. Johanna is picked up. ETC and Garrosh are banned. What does this leave open for in terms of tanks for the team in blue?
Blaze main tank, I respect. You could see something like Muradin, which we know is the favoured pick of Lucky Play. They love that Muradin, so that's what I'm expecting here. But you've still got potentially a Diablo is not terrible on the map.
Not terrible on the map. That is true.
I'm not a big fan of Diablo anymore. I sort of think he struggles a bit.
I would love to see Mal'Ganis.
So Mal'Ganis is. Oh no, for sure Mal'Ganis is definitely one of the top tanks out there.
Yeah.
But it depends whether the teams play him, and
it depends, but it would fit the draft, having the Greymane, having the Alarak, going all in. Absolutely very nice into the white main, who is quite static.
I agree with that. I think Mal'Ganis would be a great pick. It's just whether they, as you say, whether they play it, and I guess we'll find that out soon enough.
Yeah, we will.
Other than that, it'll be Muradin. I think it's going to be Muradin or Mal'Ganis. So one of the M's. And if they pick Blaze main tank, I'll respect them.
No!
Arterial!
It is! And that is a banned skin.
The big T. It's up to the teams to sort out if they want to deal with banned skins or whatever. That's but surely now you get this Uther. Surely you get the Uther from Tula here.
It has to be. But I have this feeling he's going to pick Imperius again. But Uther would be a very sensible pick here.
I think it's got to be Uther, but it's not. It's Malthael.
No, it's Malthael. Oh man, our knowledge is so off today.
I tell you, I mean, look, Malthael's a great pick for Dragon Shower, and he's a great pick for double soaking, and he'll put pressure onto Rexar, and he'll put pressure on the Dragon Knight as well. Yes, absolutely nothing wrong with the pick. I just think, as we've been talking about, if they play Uther, that for me that would have been the natural choice in that situation. But
Yeah.
let's see what
And
these
that would
teams
have
do
been,
with
for
that.
me, putting my vote onto the red team. Now, I'm going for the blue team still.
I'm a bit uneasy about the Tyrael. I would love to know
How
how much
so?
they I think it depends on how well they can coordinate. Tyrael Greymane is traditional, so I think the fact that they picked Tyrael Greymane suggests that they probably do know what they're doing, and they are going to go in and
Yeah.
get big value. And
I like it. I have to say, I like it. As you say, the Tyrael Greymane is a classic. They're showing that they want to dive. You have the shields for the front line. You have the attack speed, so you can get value for literally a whole team. And now, what I would love to see is for Anduin to pick up some AA talents as well.
let's see what happens though as we go into game number 2 in this best of 3 series and a Division 3 match. On the left in blue, it's Lucky Play with Calypso 332 on the Anduin, Lucky himself on the Anduin, Shablagu on the Greymane, Vladik on that Tyrael, and Benzobear on Rexar.
All right. And on the right-hand side, on the Sleepy Clouds, are Hat on Johanna this time. On a Happy Cloud is on White Mane. We have Tully on Malthael. Azukan is playing Vala, and Sidonian on Junkrat.
Yep, so straight away those teams are both going to mid, except for Rexar, who's gone up to soak top lane. Alarak going for the extended lightning quest, the E build potentially on level 1. Is that the standard there on Alarak these days?
It is, I'd say. I think on this map, it's still good. It's better on, it's better on Tomb of the Spider Queen and maps like that. But I think Alarak is going to be in the front a lot because we have a Tyrael, we have a Greymane. Like they want to go in. Like there's no way Alarak is going to be full HP. So picking up that ruthless momentum at 1 wouldn't give him a lot of value, I think.
That's fair enough, I think. By the way, Malthael going, of course, on Pale Horse for the rotations. So the chat was saying about there's the Malthael pick, and they were saying, you know, there isn't a lot of frontline to cover HGC, given how much dive you've got from Tyrael, Greymane, Alarak, Rexar on the side of the blue team. The thing I would say in response to that, and I think may work for HGC, is Joanna plus Junkrat is a lot of disruption. And I think they're just going to be trying to mess the fights up, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I can see that happening, and I have to agree with you on that one. Also, I like the early call on the Bruiser camp here, coming up from the right team, already sitting at level 4, and now starting that Bruiser camp. But I wonder if this is going to cost them the dragon, because they are taking a bit long.
I don't think so, just because Joanna can sit there in the mid lane and dance with that all day. So, but look at the pressure, however, that Lucky Play have used their Giants for in the bottom lane, putting a lot of damage onto those towers, taking a tower already at 2 minutes into the game. And maybe second tower here if this Giant gets the hit. Denied, but very close to taking
but there's
2
one
towers.
brave minion in the corner.
Oh,
look at him.
But Minion's going to get a gate. They haven't noticed him.
No.
Look at him. He's just there on his own in the bush, hiding. What a lad. What an actual lad.
Oh no, White Mane is figuring it out.
Erica, you've killed the lonely soldier.
The lonely soldier. Oh, Anduin does get the interrupt, but does he pay with that with his life? No, he does not.
He doesn't. It's a good disruption from Junkrat to try and bring Anduin into trouble, but ultimately he does get away for now. And that time that Anduin bought has denied the Dragon Knight from the Goose criminals.
That is true. And now the team in red is rotating back down again. Vladik has to get out. So no control over bottom point for the blue team just yet. And they are sitting a bit up in the XP here on the side of red. And because they're so close to level 7, they are just going to take this Bruiser camp here. And they can.
Yeah, and by the way, Junkrat's already got the mine on there, so when Tyrael comes in to try to deny, bang, it just immediately falls over to HGC. But Greymains might try and get some kills in response. Valor doesn't care. Valor's going to sit there and shoot, and Greymain's taken a chunk of his damage.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a rough situation. But the boozer camp's getting cleared pretty easily, although Vladik nearly gave his life for it.
He did, but not just yet. And that's good. That is good. They are all out. They might be a little bit down on the XP here.
If we take a look at the XP numbers, actually, I think we can see that the Malthael hasn't really been double soaking, and he's basically soaked the same number as Rexar and Misha have. So it's not really what I was expecting. I was expecting Malthael to run between lanes here as the level 7 talents come in for both teams. Oh, Junkrat gets mine away. By the way, this Zealous Glare from Joanna at level 7. We saw this in the last game picked up by the opposite Joanna as well. Oh, the combo! Sorry to interrupt.
Alarak!
Can you catch Erica?
Get that extended lightning in. Get them stacks going.
Wow.
Wow, nobody died.
Nobody did die, and the taps have allowed them to come back in. And Joanna always has her Iron Skin because she's got the reduced Iron Skin cooldown at level 1. So, Hat able to put a bit of pressure there. And for now, again, nice combos here coming out from Lucky. To put a lot of pressure and really, okay, so far not securing those kills. In fact, neither team has got a kill yet. But what he is giving is a lot of threat, and of course he's getting the stacks where possible for his level 1 quest. But he's giving a lot of threat so that Vala is being more and more afraid to step up into the range of that Alarak.
We're having a little taunt off here in the bottom lane. The thing about Johanna is, and that's pretty much cheating, she can walk in by herself, pop her D, and then walk off again.
Exactly, especially with that reduced cooldown on level 1, means it's going to be back up very soon indeed, as Junkrat.
Yeah, so then she can just flaunt her D a little bit more.
She's whipped her D out for the enemy team. Now
exactly. Now then, level 10s have arrived.
Yes, level 10, that's actually relevant to the thing. Riptide, as always, goes in, tries to catch before the level 10s can be picked up. Oh
my god, did you see that arrow?
The Blessed Shield got denied by, I think that was denied entirely by the Anduin save there, which pulled, I don't know if it would have hit without that, or if Hat was trying to sort of aim somewhere predictively, but that looked like that Anduin save has saved that fight completely for Lucky Play. But of course, the space created has allowed the HGC to secure the first dragon out of the game, and it's going mid.
It is going mid, but because it's already a level 10 knight and there's a lot of minions pushing with it, this gate goes down fairly fast.
Yeah,
I do like that they managed to pick up the bruiser camp here.
Sorry
and
to
we
interrupt.
see that last rights doesn't connect, so Malthael doesn't actually get a stack off of Misha.
I just want to comment, that's Judgment, by the way, and not Sanctification.
Oh, yeah, you are completely right.
And it got interrupted just a second ago. Again, look how scared Vala has to be of that Alarak. Lucky is, if Joanna's ever not there, Vala's going to be dead. I can tell you that. But there's the Blessed Shield.
The Blessed Shield! And that's the end of Tyrael.
Oh
So
my
close.
days.
Oh my god, we
that
always yell
idea,
like little girls when this happens.
the telekinesis into the Tyrael explosion is so juicy. I love that idea there, though. Although, of course, he didn't secure the kill. But let's say if Alarak does that again when he's on 100 sadism, it could well be the kill. Like, you know what I mean? That sort of stuff is something that you have to be careful about. And with a Tyrael having Judgment and not Sanctification, you better believe Tyrael's going to be getting some trait value as this game goes on.
Absolutely, but are you seeing what I'm seeing? Because we have Light Bomb with this. Oh, Alarak walks up, goes in, goes on that point, pops it. But, oh, the White Man ulti! It's doing so much damage and it's healing so much at the same time. There comes the Light Bomb, and Lucky is still on the point, but can they get the heals? And no, they can't, and that means the end of Greymane, the end of Anduin as well.
And that fight looked like it went so well at the start for Lucky Play, but not so lucky, all things considered, because ultimately, yeah, they paid 2 for 1. And
yeah.
I guess the Alarak sadism is that he got as the compensation for that fight is maybe one redeeming feature for Lucky Play. But of course, HGC won the camp as well. Junkrat's so effective in controlling those points, and this is going to march, and they're a whole level ahead now on the side of HGC as Alarak comes in for another combo, and the judgment isn't up yet, otherwise that could have been a dead Junkrat.
It could have been, but the thing is, they have to be so careful here. 2v3. And the talent here down.
Yeah, they absolutely have to be careful, but they have saved their fort, and Lucky just really needs to get some sadism up and running. They need some kills. They got one in that fight, and that's given him a little bit of sadism to be getting on with, but it's not enough just yet.
Not just yet, indeed. Alright, Bruiser Camp is being picked up here again by the red team. Blue teams is going to come off cooldown in about a minute and a half.
Level 13 talents are now in, finally, for Lucky Play. They've got the Rite of Rakshir on Alarak. The unfed. Oh, as Tyrael goes in with the Judgment, immediately catches onto Junkrat, but he can get himself away because he's Junkrat. And of course, Whitemane gave the armor there to help protect as well. So
they have to do this onto the Whitemane.
Yeah, it seemed like maybe I missed it there, but it looked like they went onto the Junkrat, didn't it?
They did, but they have to do it onto Whitemane.
Yeah.
And then it can work.
And they haven't done the light bomb with it yet. So we saw this light bomb Judgment, and again they're going for an Alarak combo. Tries to catch onto Vala, who's staying far back, but the Riptide comes in and knocks Tyrael out of position. Maybe he's going to get some trade value here. The Strafe comes in, zones Tyrael away, and Greymane turns around and tries to go to zone Vala.
He has to. Mine doesn't connect to anyone, and Dragon is not being channeled yet. Rexxar is being pushed all the way back, and Thule is now under the fort.
And he's still fighting. He's still fighting.
He is still fighting. He couldn't connect the last right, so he gets to walk away for free here. And the next Dragonite gets picked up once again by HGC.
So HGC seems like they're mostly winning fights without getting kills. Like they're winning fights enough to drive Lucky Plays back and force them back into their forts from where they can control and get the Dragon Knight. So good play from HGC so far, and looking a lot more confident than they did in game number 1. And yeah, I have to say this Light Bomb Judgment combo doesn't seem to have gone off properly so far. Like, oh, as they lock down Anduin, can they destroy him? He presses the Light Bomb. It can't even go off. He's dead so fast there because of that damage from Vala.
Dead, some would say.
As
Alright, meanwhile Rexxar is, has decided to just put and is now heading back. Is not going to walk into Malthael. But they have a bottom keep under pressure here. They need to do something about that.
They've gone in for the combo.
Judgment.
Again!
There is no Anduin, there's no light bomb.
Yeah, and also they didn't quite time it with the Alarak combo. I sort of think the pieces aren't quite fitting together in this jigsaw here for Lucky Plays, but they get a nice combo again onto Vala. The problem is that Tyrael can't go in at the same time just now. And it's just putting his Eldru in there to threaten a little bit more than anything else. Oh, as Rexxar, I didn't catch that, sorry, but Rexxar did get picked to the top.
Yeah. Now this is 15 to 17. 16 has to come in quite soon. And both, yeah, this is a nice invade from HGC, knowing as they do that Rexxar's dead. Silence onto Whitemane, but Alarak, you've got to be careful here. In comes the Riptide, but the Anduin save! And the counter-strike! The counter-strike, and it's not enough! He died to multi-shot! Oh. Absolutely huge there from HGC to secure that Alarak kill, reset his sadism on top of everything else. And you know, we spoke about he was struggling with sadism anyway, because they've only got the 1 kill, so I suppose he hasn't been reset that much. But yeah, these fights are just looking so confident for HGC, I say, as they lose Malthael. I mean, they are definitely going to get bottom keep here in return, and I think that is so worth it for them. Yeah, so you think that was a distraction play from Malthael, just going up and look tempting? Yeah, that was calculated. Super calculated. So good call there from HGC, and secures them a keep here on Dragonshire. They're 2 levels up, and a keep, and 2 forts, and 6 kills to 2. They're starting to look very much in control of game number 2 in this best of 3 series. Yeah, so it seems that Knowledge is striking again. Control they have. They've got big control here from HGC. The C stands for control. Oh no, Greymane! What were you doing there, buddy? Just completely found out there by the criminals. They've honked all day at Greymane's corpse.
and he
Yeah.
will sit in the fountain for 40 seconds. Can they use that to turn that into another Dragon Knight here for HGC?
They could have if Malthael was in position.
Well, he's got on
Then
a pale horse, so he's going up there pretty fast, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's true. He's now capping it. Sidonian on the Junkrat is already mid, and he is in position to capture, and there goes the capture. Nobody's there to interrupt it. So that means that, yes, indeed they can. You do have that knowledge indeed, Karis.
That's why they call me Daddy K. The K stands for knowledge. And the Dragon Knight marches into the mid lane here. Oh no, they're going to go straight core. That's ambitious.
That's ambitious, but level 20 is here.
Yeah.
So how ambitious is that really?
Joanna going for what I call the instant cast mosh pit, the radiating faith on level 20. If you can cast that when there's no minions around or a grouped enemy team, they all are stunned for 2 seconds. It's absolutely brutal. Malthael has gone for the final curtain. And so, but look at this cornering here. Is this the play? Is this the counterplay? Can they catch Whitemane?
Oh, can they? She is silent, her ulti is gone. But Whitemane proves too strong.
And this looks like game now with the Whitemane dead, with the Rexar dead. They can just march onto this core. I believe this is going to be game number 2 going over to Honk, Goose, Criminals.
Yeah, and you know what that means.
It means we get a game 3.
Game number 3. Alright.
Yeah, what do you make of that game, Joy K?
What do I make of that game?
I
What
mean,
do I make of that game?
so different from game number 1, wasn't it? And yet,
Very.
like, and so HGC looked so in control here, and I sort of felt that Lucky Plays didn't have any answers at all to what was going on here from HGC.
Exactly. It just feels like the last game, the first game, let's put it like that, was still quite close, you know? Like, it was going up and down in terms of who is in the lead. And this game just felt very one-sided.
Yeah. So I think this game number 3 is going to be very interesting indeed. I like the map pick from HGC there. Absolutely. They knew Dragonshire is their map and they know how to play it well. So really turned this series around because it looked like they were struggling after game number 1. We'll have to see how Lucky Plays react going into game number 3. We're just waiting on them to make a map or first pick. But it's definitely going to be close. For those of you who've tuned in the last half an hour or so, you're watching Heroes Lounge Mega Monday matchup with me, Karis, and
Joy K.
And this is a Division 3 match between Lucky Plays and HGC. It's a best of 3 series, so whoever wins the next map will win the series. And later on, basically immediately after this series, we'll have the Division 5 matchup between Mustaches and
Under pressure.
Dum 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 dum. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
With that in mind, yeah. So there was lots that went on in that game that we didn't get a chance to talk about because it was kind of quite energetic. But I just really liked overall how Honk, Goose, Criminals played it. They were just so dynamic, so energetic on the map, and it looked like as soon as they got a smell of a space advantage, it didn't even have to be a kill. Often it wasn't a kill, it was just like we've pressured the enemy up heroes a bit. Then they were like, now we're taking the bot camp, now we're taking our bruiser camp, and we're going to use that to generate continuous pressure on the enemy.
Yeah, and the map pressure was just something that, even though they had Greymane, they had no answer to. Because Greymane on its own, he didn't offer enough wave clear to deal with all these camps that were coming at them. And then it's a different situation if you're winning the top lane, on the other hand. But if it's then also your Rex are struggling into mouth, then it's making it just even harder. So yeah, it's definitely very well played by HCC.
Yeah, I think it's been a tough situation, I think, for Lucky playing them. I mean, the draft looked, because we talked about early on, the draft looked so good. I think they didn't. I think they had an idea of like a dive combo where it'd be like a light bomb, and you've got your judgment. Your Tyrael just goes in and boom, and Alarak's there and he goes boom, and that could be massive. Alarak can be a bit like Li Ming sometimes, like we were talking about getting game number 1. You fall a bit behind on levels, then you don't have quite the burst to take somebody down, and then it's like, well, I've done my combo, and now I've got nothing. Do you know what I mean? And so I think that, but also just the coordination wasn't quite there on that, and I wonder if this was a new idea that they've had, that they haven't practiced as much as the draft they did in game number 1, and this was something they thought, well, look, we're 1 game ahead. Let's try something a bit experimental that we've maybe not tried yet, and we're going to put, see if we can surprise our enemies. And it didn't quite work for them just now.
Yeah, that seems a sensible thing. Well, we do have our map coming in. We are going to a lounge favorite. So can you guess it then?
If it's a lounge favorite, it has to be Infernal Shrines, because I know Volsky is banned.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Infernal Shrines. And who's that been picked up by?
It has been picked up by Lucky Play.
Interesting. So they've gone for map pick. So it's funny because in the first 2 games, of this series, whoever picked the map won the game. So potentially, this is a good shout here from Lucky Play. I was going to say assume they've got a plan, but then on the other hand, Infernal Shrines is a map that everybody plays, as you were talking about. It's the most popular map in Lounge. Although for a while I think it maybe was overtaken by Volskaya, but let's say
it might have been.
Let's say is one of the most popular for sure. And
I mean, again, this is just a map that you can play in any way you want. You can skip the first objective, you can brawl over the first objective, you can split push on it. And there's all kinds of varieties in draft that work. So yeah, nice map.
Yeah,
I'm curious.
I think what it says to me is Lucky Player saying, look, when we played a normal, both teams had a solid draft in game number 1, nothing spicy, kind of play it normal if you like. Lucky Play had the edge in most of those fights, and then they, in the end, won the game. And so Lucky Player saying, look, let's take it back to basics. Let's play what we know. Let's play solid. We'll coordinate well. We know we can do that. And I think we won't see anything exotic from... I think we won't see anything exotic from Lucky Play. I think we're going to see them play what they know and play it solidly and deliver, maybe to the extent that they did in game number 1, which could secure them the series.
That's true. Yeah, everything is on right now, so we're going to see.
We are going to have, at some point, for this next one, we're going to have betting, points-based betting. Now, the thing is, so, for those of you who don't know, we've always had like a sort of points betting thing where you bet on who wins the match, for these virtual stream elements points. But since then, Twitch have added their own point system as well, which is this point you can see at the bottom right. Those are separate, and those aren't affected by contests. I can't do anything about that. I would love to sort all that out, but I think it doesn't really. I think there's nothing much I can do about that. It's just 2 separate systems.
So
we will have betting though coming up soon. Don't start your bets just yet. They'll kick off once the draft kicks off. I think we are almost ready. We're just waiting for some technical issues for the players. Gut feeling, Joy K, before we get into the draft, who would you think is going to be the favourite coming into the final game of this series?
I don't know. I think if they get to pick up Junkrat again on this map, I think HGC has got a very big chance of winning. They seem to have a very, very wide hero pool. So, and they have been really having a lot of control Last game, I am gonna put my money on them. I think they've got the taste now, and they're gonna get it.
I think so. The Junkrats. I mean, that's really interesting what you said about the Junkrat. Like, I absolutely agree, and I think so. What we saw in game number 2 was Li Ming getting banned by Lucky Play. I think they should not be banning Li Ming here on Infernal Shrines. I
No.
think the Junkrat's going to have to be a high priority ban. But what about banning that Hanzo? You know, I think that could be even more important than the Junkrat. Now we talked about the impact of the Junkrat last game because of that continuous disruption, but the Hanzo was also like important. I think we're almost ready. I'm just
I
checking.
think we are.
Just checking on the status. Yes, I believe we're almost ready to go into game number 3. So your feeling was HGC. I have
Yeah.
to say, my gut feeling here, obviously it'll be very draft dependent. My gut feeling is that it'll be Lucky Play who come out and get lucky in game number 3.
Let's figure it out.
So, with that in mind, we're going to have betting on who you think will win the match. And what you do is you type exclamation mark bet A and a number of points if you want to bet on Lucky Play. Exclamation mark bet B and a number of points if you want to bet on Honk, Goose, Criminals on the right. And
Honk, honk.
that's exactly what a goose sounds like. Correct, Joy K. The K stands for Goose. And yeah, if you want to know how many points you've got, type exclamation mark points in the chat like everyone else has just now. Get your bets in. You've got 6 minutes. Get cracking. So, with that in mind, the first ban, Oriole, of course, by HGC. I think they're very much regretting not banning that in game number 1. I think they would have had an easier time there.
Yeah. And Oriole's absolutely a great healer on this map.
So we've been talking about maybe a Junkrat's going to get banned, maybe a Hanzo.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We're going to see. Li Ming, again.
I'm not thrilled. I just think on this map she would have found it harder to get value. Yes, we know Sidonian is a monster on Li Ming. But is that enough? Like, is that enough of a reason to ban her? I do think maybe... Don't forget as well, they played against Li Ming in game number 1 and they won.
Yeah. Alright, the ETC gets banned.
Okay,
Now,
so Joanna. Surely this is a Joanna ban.
surely, it has to be. Trana's so impactful on this map.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they're not banning Joanna here for Lucky Plays. They might still be thinking about the Hanzo, but I think the Joanna's going to be more important. There's no way they're getting the Joanna if they don't ban it. So
That's true. That's true. Oh! That's a ban. Oh! Well, they might get the Johanna now. That was an insta-lock on Kel'Thas.
I don't understand. This is madness. Yes. So now you've got the Joanna. Okay, so look, don't get me wrong. Kel'Thas is a great hero on Infernal Shrines. I'm not doubting the Kel'Thas pick. Absolutely get Kel'Thas in your draft here, but surely, like, Joanna's kind of so dominant as a tank in general. She's been dominant in the series. She's won both games that she's played in.
Yeah.
And here on Infernal Shrines, it's her best map. I don't like. Yeah, well, okay. Sidonian knows what he's doing, I guess. And the tank that they're going to get in response, are they going to go Diablo? If they could here on Infernal Shrines.
Hey, is that a good idea, though?
I mean, is Diablo ever a good idea? Question mark. Don't shoot me, chat.
mean,
but
if you're on it, yes. But all right, they believe in Vala White Main. The White Main did an amazing job though last time.
Yes, so White Main, huge, absolutely huge last game. Backing the White Main pick, solid play from Erica. I'm still thinking, what tank do you go here as HGC? Maybe you go Garrosh, but then, like, he might struggle just because Joanna's gonna... Oh, and anyway, they banned it.
Oh,
okay.
It's not going to be Garrosh, that's one thing, that's for sure. I would be... I mean, you need something that is... disruptive into the Stukov, because you need something that can deal with that.
Do you know, I'd be looking at Muradin. I
I'd
don't
be
know if that's a
looking
bit
at
exotic.
Muradin because he has to escape. Maybe in a new barrack?
Yeah, that could be juicy, but then that depends on how Joanna plays it.
What about... No.
What about no? Is that your assessment?
I was going to say, what about Stitches, actually?
Against Blaze and Joanna, you're not going to get
But
away with
I
that.
think the Blaze has kind of like nailed it down, like, so
Yeah.
that's not going to happen anymore.
And anyway, on shrines, he can struggle just because the skeletons get in the way, so you can just pile in. However, he is good for just being in the shrine and just getting damage out there. Okay, so it's definitely not going to be Stitches, I'll tell you that, against Maiev Blaze. But the Muradin is still an option, although I'd still be, I'd be uneasy taking Muradin. Mal'Ganis is the obvious pick, but the fact that nobody's picked Mal'Ganis so far this series suggests to me the teams don't play him. But if these teams played him, Mal'Ganis should be slammed out now, surely.
Yeah, he should be, together with Arthas, and this would be a very good game.
Yeah, Mal'Ganis, Arthas, yes, big. There's the Muradin.
It's Muradin,
and it's
Leoric. We were wrong.
I
mean, I was wrong. You were right.
No, well, yeah, but I still think you were right about the Arthas would have been the pick there against.
I want Jaina to round this draft off. Zagara?
Excuse me? What?
Let me have a look at that. Wait, 1 second, wait up.
Okay. Joy K's studying the statistics.
It's really a Zagara. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused, Carius.
You're telling me. I don't know what to tell you, viewers. I think this is surprising. Do you remember like 3 minutes ago when I said I think Lucky Play just want to play safe, they want to play normal, they don't want to spice up the draft? Zagara is your primary DPS. Like, that's juice. You've got to be honest, that's juice. Look, let's talk about the advantages though for Lucky Play. Maiev Blaze is an absolutely devastating engage potential. What if, wait for it, what if you do some kind of more into cage, into bunker, combustion comes in from the...
Stukov Silence, don't forget about that.
Stukov Silence, you got the combustion, Blaze is going to like bang, Maiev's going to be like chop, chop, chop. This could be
combo
energy.
Perfect. I like it.
Let's see, of course, in reality, as we go into game number 3 in this best of 3, the decider on the left in blue. It's Benzo Bear on Blaze. It's Shablagu on Zagara. It's Lucky on Maiev. It's Vladik on Joanna. And it's Calypso 332 on Stukov. They make up Lucky Play.
Alright, and on the right hand side here to defend what was already dead is the HGC, the Honk, Goose, Criminals with Tule on Leoric, Azukan on Vala. You've got Erica on Whitemane once again. And we have Hat on Muradin. And to round it off, we have Sidonian on that Slamlock Kel'Thas. Now let's see, is it Convection?
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's not Convection. It's Mana Addict, as is traditional. Third win for Muradin, looking to do a bit more poke in and out plays, and Leoric going for Ghastly Reach on level 1. It's not Ghastly Reach. Consume Vitality. Ghastly Reach is on 4. Consume Vitality, which is the heal on the Q, which would be really nice on those shrines. So Zagara as a primary DPS. So I mean, we didn't maybe.
Well, I mean, Zagara's damage has been buffed.
Zagara does do
She
a lot
always
of
had
damage,
good
for sure.
damage, but she now even has better ones. And like, and she's got good range. She's got wave clear. You know, there's tons of like.
No, look,
things
there's no disputing that Zagara's got great damage. But I just think when you've got a Maiev and a Blaze and a Joanna to set you up, maybe like a big AoE chunk of that, because Zagara's great at like single target bullying. 1v1, she'll tear anyone to pieces. But you sort of think, why not drop, as you were saying in the draft, draw up a Jaina combo on top of that?
Oh, Jaina, I would have definitely had a Laney boat.
Do you think
that would have been like, yeah.
Do you think the Zagara suggests that maybe Lucky Play are going to play more of a macro focus here in this game?
They could. I mean, they have the Johanna, they have the Blaze and the Zagara. I mean, they can definitely play with clear game here.
Yeah, on the other hand, when you're up against Kael'thas, Vala, and Leoric, they've got their own wave clear potential on
Yeah.
HGC. So it's, you know, yes, the wave clear is great here for Lucky Play, but it's also very decent for HGC. So I don't think they can just win it on wave clear alone. Maybe they can try some kind of split push stuff. But I think really they actually want to fight with this. I think Zagara they've drafted for her single target damage. That's what I actually think has happened.
That would make sense.
And so with that in mind, that's probably going to be more devouring more at level 10 and not the Nidus network, as level 4s are in for both teams.
Alright, we see the red team who their bruiser camp. They are a bit down in XP because Leoric is mid, but he is going back now. That's probably just XP they just need to pick up still.
I just want to comment on one Joanna talent choice that's been really interesting throughout this whole series. Normally, Joanna players these days typically take the bonus damage on blind at level 4, and yet throughout this series, neither of the Joanna players has done that. Both have gone for condemned talents. In this case, it's the cooldown reduction, which is great on the shrines. I'll grant them that. It will do a huge disruption. So on the shrines, that makes a lot of sense.
And the mana return. There's so much about this talent that I love.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think on the shrines it's going to reset like crazy. But in the previous game, we saw the Joanna player go for the speed on condemn, so the greater movement speed. So really kind of different, mixing up their builds a little bit compared to what you see as quote-unquote the standard. But both teams have been very effective with Joanna, as we know from both games 1 and 2. So showing versatility in the builds as Mirrodin tries to get a bit of pressure onto Zagara.
Oh, Maiev comes in with a big tether. Sadie's under a lot of pressure here. Kenny could walk away. Whiteman has to turn around because she has to attack in order to heal, but she does get it off here. Everybody gets to run away with their tail between their legs.
That was huge that they escaped from that. I mean, so one of the things that was impactful. Oh, the flame strike torn Zagara to pieces. And I think Zagara was just trying to finish that shrine because it's on 32 here for Lucky Play. Joanna goes in, gets the condemn cooldown reset as you were talking about.
Oh, Johanna, please don't follow suit. Maiev manages to steal 2 with the spirit. She goes in, gets it better.
39? 39?
Yes, they got it.
But at what cost? Because Joanna's going to die.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bit of a rough situation there for the Lucky Play. Yes, okay, they secured that objective, but with Joanna and Zagara dead, I don't think it'll get any value. Having said that, they're cutting through those towers pretty fast. There's been pings on Mirrodin. I couldn't see who did those pings, but it might have been the enemy team looking to try and make an engage onto Mirrodin, but they've got no Punisher left. There's no way.
Very slowed.
Benzo there, safely out.
That was very close.
So one of the things that happened in terms of XP in that exchange is that because Joanna died, Blaze felt he had to play main tank down the bottom lane during that push with the Punisher. That left Leoric free to soak where Blaze was not, and so actually the XP lead was taken by Honk Goose criminals. So there's a real mind game war going on in this game. Between.
But Mirrodin has to stall. Still had to jump.
What a gravity lapse there by Sidonian. I'm so envious of Kael'thas players who can hit these huge gravity lapses onto a key moment onto enemy players. Because when I play Kael'thas, all I do is run around and die. So I don't really understand how players manage to get stuck in just enough to cause a big disruption like that, and then get away safely.
Oh, again! Denied!
Denied Blaze! Just so ready with that gravity lapse to disjoint Blaze's charge. So, level talents are almost in. In just a second, here they come for both teams. So Lucky Play have caught up on XP, despite what I said. And by the way, it is Nidus, it's not the Maw. So not quite the wombo combo, if you like, that we were expecting. It's Warden's Cage from Maiev as predicted. Bunker from Blaze. He's again. Joanna.
Poor Johanna.
Destroyed.
Destroyed.
Zagara got a revenge kill on Leoric at the top though, so nice play from
Yeah, but
Shablagu.
his fans are going to be so lucky. Still has the E available.
He's up all night to get lucky. He's going to get away here, surely. It's got some lucky plays. Can he dodge the Stormbolt? No, he can't.
No, and Leoric is respawning. Oh no! He's locked in. The Phoenix comes down. The gravity laps.
But he's still alive.
Getting a lot of resets though.
Yeah, but hang on.
Did they get anything here? They need to get the tether to go off. Yes, there it goes.
So Blaze, yeah, knowing that he was going to die, but he didn't just give up and say, okay, I'm dead, I'm just going to, suicide. He said, I'm going to make you work for this. Make you work, make you work, to quote the great Fergie. And he secured enough time for his team to get there and get the counter kill onto Mirrodin. Beautiful play there from Blaze, played by Benzobear.
Yeah, we have a question in the chat asking, what do you combo with Ma after? Well, Warden's Cage, for example.
We'll talk about Warden's Cage. Combustion from Blaze. I think we've not seen enough combustion from Blaze so far. Oh, Maiev dodges the Entomb.
Oh, Maiev! What? What a tether.
And now, hang on, Balor's got to be careful. Joanna starts to block pressure, blinds the Balor, and then comes the Blaze Stun, catches onto Whitemane and Leoric, who have to sit back. Tulo swipes away by Stukov just to keep his life for now, but Lucky's gonna fall. Jumps to dodge the living bomb, so Lucky's still alive. Lovely Stukov healing, uses his D, doesn't have his D up for another 15 seconds now. Blaze starts to go in.
But she's going in, and there comes a ward. Sidonian surely is dead here. No, he is not. It's Maiev instead. Whitemane does go down. Johanna hasn't had enough, so she takes Kel'Thas as well.
Overhat!
Body block.
Mirrodin got away with a sliver of HP as well. So
I was gonna say, yes, little girl, what is it?
But the third wind has brought Mirrodin back up to full HP immediately, so he's gonna go back in 3v4, but because of course Yurik's back into the fight already. Try to put pressure. Vladik though, not afraid for now. And Mirrodin has to get out.
Well, Lyric falls, but they have to do something about this Vala.
Is Mirrodin going to try for this? His level 13s are up for Lucky Play, but not for HGC. So no, Lucky Play will secure the second Punisher of the game, and it's going to go mid.
All right. Overall, this is still impressive plays.
So, I mean, the chat's been talking about Bunker versus Combustion. I sort of think, oh, never mind that, because the fight is actually kicking off as Blaze tries to catch on to Mirrodin here. He's got to be careful he doesn't get silenced, so otherwise there'll be no saving him.
That is true. We have the shrink for Whitemane, which shrinks the target that gets inquisitioned, and it diminishes their damage by 50%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big root. And because of that root, Kel'Thas was stuck in the silence. Took an amazing amount of damage here, actually.
Yeah, and had to be careful, but ultimately nobody dies. It is just a fort that's been lost by HGC. However, they also lost the bottom fort because of the camp pressure there. So, a nice play from Lucky Play to just keep things going nicely, and have got themselves a 1-level lead so far. 5 kills apiece. This shows you how close this series has been from start to finish here, ladies and gentlemen, here in this Division 3 Best of 3 series.
That is true. Benzo is pinging, has the slow, but again gets denied by Sidonian.
Yeah, but now Sidonian's got nothing to do with Maiev, who tethers him straight into that Stukov silence, but it was a little bit deep. Benzo there, got to start thinking about retreating here. Mirrodin chases, bit of pressure.
Swing and a miss on the Blessed Shield. Whitemane ulti goes down, Maiev goes in and gets a lot of resets, tries to reach the bunker. Bunker goes down, everything expires. What a stun! Are they gonna get more lucky on the Maiev?
Lucky! Can you catch Erica? Yes, you can! Benzo Bear's dancing around on 600 HP. Maybe he'll get out, but the stun interrupted! So Benzo Bear falls. Now it's just... Is 3v2? Is it 3v2? It is,
it's 3v2, but this is scary for Maiev, but Maiev gets a bit of health back.
Look at that third win value. Hat already back up to 30% HP just by stepping out for a second. Lucky dancing around, trying to just take down this Leoric in time before Mirrodin can kill him.
Oh, this time, but it's not enough. This is an intense fight. Meanwhile, Zagara is not participating at all and is just pushing top.
Yeah. Zagara just saying, yeah, I'm not having any of this team fight nonsense. Never mind all of that setup you said in the draft. Oh, Mirrodin's not finished. He's jumping in. He wants Calypso. Okay, he's going to set out for now. He was just getting a Stormbolt stack, but he's actually already finished, I think, on his Stormbolt. So fine for now. I mean, yeah. What? Yeah, this is incredible stuff from Lucky Play. Like the length that fight went on, but the fact that Mirrodin was hopping in and out, using his third wind to come back into the fight again and again, is like the Oriole wasn't banned, and Mirrodin, when he gets down to 10% HP, he just gets resurrected in the corner and comes back in.
Yeah.
So great play from Hat there with the third wind. But it's like we talked about, the Zagara was just pushing all the time, and now it's a level and a half lead for Lucky Play, who are thinking about invading. Without Zagara, I might add. Without Zagara. Yes, she could knight us up to the top lane, but that takes a while, you know.
It does take her a while. So Bruce Camp gets picked up. Zagara is already in the top lane. Gets back into her Nidus.
Yeah, she just dropped some split push there, and then immediately gets back, getting ready for this team fight.
And I think that is a very splendid call here. And Vladik is going in. He takes a lot of damage though. And he will die. Very nice entomb onto Zagara.
And with two members down, this is the time for Lucky Play to start hopping out there. But the deny onto Lucky's Maiev. He's not lucky at all. Great stun there, I think by Kael'thas onto Maiev to stop him actually using his teleport. And that catches 2 more kills. It is 4 kills for nothing in favor of HGC here. And they are going to use this to pressure that bottom lane.
Yep, meanwhile, Azukan on Vala has to go here and defend the bottom lane a bit. Top is still pushing.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that Zagara should be able to deal with fairly easily when she's alive, but that's not for another 10 seconds. I wonder, will the Fort Steel be alive in 10 seconds? So that's the question about.
Well, let's figure it out.
That top lane. Well, it is just about. I think Zagara will be there in time to save it if she can. No, she can't Nidus over there just yet, because there's no Nidus for her at base. She's making one now to get there. Oh, just about saves that fort.
Just about saves the fort. Johanna successfully pulled the Punisher over, but not over the gate, sadly.
Now, this is the challenge. Can this keep be defended? I think so, because the Punisher's already down to 20% HP. Blessed Shield comes out, hits onto one target. Hat's got to be careful, but presses his avatar. Will be fine for now, but the Warden's cage! With swipes to follow.
It's a bit of an ulti, like, apocalypse, as there was, like, Divine Reckoning on the floor, there was a Phoenix and the Warden's cage and the bunker drop, like... Yeah.
It doesn't quite all work together, does it? Because the problem, yeah, you know, you put the swipes there, and it kind of cancels out that nice clumping that they've got, and they want Maiev to reset off. So
yeah,
again, I can't help but think maybe different ultimate choices would have really helped Lucky Play here. You know, if they'd had a combustion, if Stukov had maybe had a massive shove, you could have been seeing a bit more dominant fights in the team fight situation from Lucky Play. They're absolutely winning on the macro, Lucky Play. They're looking in charge of the map. The map's looking more blue than it is red for sure. But it hasn't translated into an XP lead simply because the team fights have been lost at the crucial points by them. And it's level 20 apiece. Level 20 talents are in. It is
Leoric is holding his pick.
Yeah, surely it's insane. Yeah, he's gone buried alive.
It is buried alive.
What else would he go after all? A flamethrower from Kael'thas. Rewind from Mirrodin. Gonna go for that hard engage. The jump stun. Maybe going for some kind of one-shot idea. Vala gone for Farflight Quiver. Gonna sit a bit further back and try to avoid getting pulled into those Maiev tethers. On the other hand, for the blue team, blinded by the light from Joanna, gonna try to save her team. That's a Storm Shield which is up all the time because it resets with her blind. And Blaze going for the 50 armor bunker, which could be crucial to save his team as well. So more survivability there on the side of Lucky Play. But the game is still in a very tense situation. Neither team has lost a keep. Neither team has a really solid advantage. Very even stuff here as we enter the 18th minute of the third game of this best of
What are
three
we seeing
series.
here? A big engage! Whoa! Goodbye, red team!
Excuse me? Wasn't there a red team there a second ago?
There was! Did you?
Just-
That
what?
was an execution. Beautiful. Very, very beautiful by Lucky Play, and I guess this is the end of the game.
I mean, I've been saying all game they need more combo on that cage combo, and just where did the team go?
They just like
Destroyed.
So there was
Before-
Tether, there was
before we could
Silence,
press in
there was
two?
a Blessed Shield, and there was a lot of damage.
I mean, solid, fair play to Lucky Play, who just looked completely devastating.
Absolutely. And hey, Karis, GG.
GG indeed.
Just in time for our next series.
Oh, perfect time. Yeah. So don't forget we've got another series coming up, so don't go anywhere yet,
my
viewers.
God.
But I mean, first we better have just a little bit of analysis. I mean, what a finish!
Yeah. Wow. That was. What?
I mean, look, we know about bush ganks, like of course, but it wasn't like one person ran in and got blown up, and then they got a pick. It's four of them
It
ran
was
in
four
together,
people.
and they disappeared.
Yeah. Wiped off the map completely.
But I was saying until that point, HGC have been winning the team fights. HGC have been winning the team fights. When is Lucky Play going to get their team fight burst value in the AOE that we've been talking about? And then the exact moment that it would win them the game outright, bang, pull the trigger. We turned around the kill score. We've turned around everything. The game is ours.
And that's it.
I mean,
That's how it goes.
that is simply how it goes. I mean, it's just a phenomenal performance from Lucky Play. And they looked at the thing is in game number 2 they looked a little bit uncertain. They didn't have the coordination in those team fights. And then so I was like, when they drafted this kind of very coordination team fight blow up based comp in game number 3, when they needed those executions of the team fights, I'm like, what's going on here? Then they just leave Zagara split pushing all game. And I'm like, okay, they're going for a split push and they're doing well with a split push. And then when the moment comes, bang, just punch to the face on the enemy team. 4 members dead. I don't know if I even caught the replay because I'll try and find if I have the replay. But phenomenal stuff from them.
Absolutely.
I'm literally just trying to find the replay right now to see if we can get it up. Just while we try and get some replays up, I mean, what is your thoughts on like overall the feeling of of this series? Like, why is it that Lucky Play have managed to secure the victory in a very tough series?
I would say Control once again. Control has so far won, well, every game, and I think being calm and like, because I think honestly Lucky Player was just, it's fine guys, we got this still. And they set up that bush, and they tried to do it before with the blaze, throwing the oil spill, and then Sidonian was there to just get like to deny that engage. The thing was now that because they were 3 stacked up on each other, that Sidonian didn't have that gravity lapse ready. This time they surprised him as well. They had the full control over it. Because what is Vala going to do? If she had Rain of Vengeance, yes, that would have been a different fight. But she didn't, she had Strafe. And that full control in that quick blow up, that was what won them the game. So it was beautiful play. Very, very well played by Lucky Play.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm just going to quickly see if I can just show the replay on screen. I don't know how much. Let me just see. Right, let's just try and watch this on screen. Sorry, Joy, you won't be able to watch this, but
That's all right.
Just 1 second. Let's see if we can get this on.
Oh, goodbye, red team.
Excuse me? Wasn't there a red team there a second? Yeah, so as you can tell, I've got basically the start of that, like, the fight starts and then it's over. And it's not a very useful replay just now. We maybe have a look after the whole series and see if we can get a more in-depth look, a slower look at that replay. But it was very interesting for sure. I mean, yeah, it was just over so fast. I mean,
it was.
And after such a phenomenally close series, including that what was that, 28 minutes, game number 1, something like that, 26 minutes.
27 minutes indeed.
Yeah. So yeah, a beautiful performance from both of these teams after what I can honestly describe as a brilliant hour and 3/4 of Here's the Storm action. So well played to Lucky Play. They were both lucky and phenomenally skilled. And commiserations to Honk, Goose, Criminals. I believe that means Lucky Play for now take the top position in the Division 3 leaderboard. You can check out all the stuff on the heroeslounge.gg website. Oh, but we're not finished. We're not finished, Joy K.
We are not. No, we are not, indeed. We have another match coming up, and that is going to be...
Mustaches versus...
Under Pressure.
Dum, 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 dum. And that's gonna be a Division 5 match. That's coming up in just a few minutes. The teams are already setting up. We're gonna take a couple of minutes to stretch our legs and get set up ready for the next game. So don't go anywhere. We'll leave you with some of the highlights from the series that you've just witnessed, but we'll be back in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There for Blessed Shield, but it is not coming to interrupt the mosh pit. No, it keeps the backline meanwhile occupied while ETC slid in for that mosh.
Yeah, now there's no Resurrect available for Blaze, not for another 30 seconds, and another kill secured on Hanzo. So 2 kills for nothing in that fight in favor of the Honk Goose Criminals, and they're pushing on in this Division 3 match to start capping the objective.
Kurt. But now Decker's in the middle of everyone, he's trying to disengage. They have the boop from ETC. And still no 13.
It looks like they've got away with it, you know. It looks like they've got away with it after a great disengagement. Decker goes in looking for a fight.
Oh, they're going in. Dragon's Arrow. Li Ming gets to jump away. No.
Denied a little bit there. Tula, can you get away? Blaze trying to put the lockdown onto ETC. Can they hold him for long enough? In comes the Deckard route to try and zone out the rest of Lucky Play.
And Hanzo doing the one thing there that he shouldn't do. And that is being on the side. He needs to be in the back where he can poke freely.
Yeah, but
Hanzo going on the side. He immediately got blown up there. Oh, there comes the mosh pit again. Oriel this time has the interrupt. Does she have the heal? Yes, she does.
This is huge play here from Lucky Play to stay alive here, but Joanna's not going to be so lucky, and she's fallen, but so's ETC in response, so it's a trade here. 1 for 1 as Imperious stuns, tries to catch Blaze. The rain of damage, but Blaze charges to safety. He's up all night to get lucky. Great play from Hanzo there to secure that Li Ming kill.
Oh, got blown up, and Sidonian is on a row. And there's the mosh pit to clean them up, and that is 4 kills. Very nicely executed here.
They're going in anyway, and Tula's been completely destroyed. Hat's been blown up. Sorry, Hat's still alive, but Hat's trying to go in and cause a bit of a problem as Tula's been blown up. Bennu Bear goes in, gets the bunker to uses that to zone the rest of the members of HGC. And yeah, solid play from Lucky Play there.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice blow up onto the powerful talents. As you can see, Li Ming is just jumping in, trying to get the blow up here and gets it. Absolutely. Oh, Oriel tries to walk forward. Does make it out.
That's such an unfortunate overlap there, because there was a wave of force on top of the mosh pit, and the wave of force knocked Oriel out of that mosh pit, potentially saving her life there. The cheek of this Oriel.
That is absolutely ballsy move.
They're trying to go in here. Joanna puts the CC. The Hanzo arrow to follow. Maybe they can. Oh, Hat so low. Slides out to safety. Deckard Kane
Careful.
Sleep.
Oh, the sleep.
The bunker gets value,
Oriel, that was so unfortunate. But
And-
she has resurrect up. She can resurrect herself,
Yeah,
but
she,
it is no use.
she doesn't seem to be doing it right now, and I think yeah, because her team
No,
was
there
dying.
is no use. Johanna was too low, so Johanna was going to follow suit. It gets popped. Everybody's looking a bit low. Sleep gets interrupted by Johanna. And Johanna doesn't care. She's just walking forward. Now starting to take a lot of damage, and that's the end of her. But there comes the resurrect, and with light speed, she is going to get a lot of movement speed. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom.
She's going in very hard, and of course, every second she's alive is reducing that resurrection cooldown time. Oh my days, they're trying to... Oh, the Blaze stun catches onto Deckard, but no slows available.
But can they do anything? And the longer Johanna stays alive, low Deckard and both Imperials. Deckard tries to turn around for a cheeky sleep, but that doesn't work out, and he falls to the Dragon Arrow. Johanna is starting to take a lot of damage and decides to back up, and so do the Honk Goose criminals.
She looks with the Hando damage, he'll sit back for now and wait for his teammates to respawn.
Oh, beautiful bunker drop, but the core is going down, and that is GG. The first little taunt off here in the bottom lane. The thing about Johanna is, and that's pretty...
You destroy him, he presses the light bomb, it can't even go off, he's dead so fast there because of that
Yes,
damage from
dead,
Valor.
dead. Oh, can they? She is silenced, her ulti is gone, but Whitemane proves too strong.
And this looks like game now, with the Whitemane dead, with the Rexar dead, they can just march onto this core. I believe this is going to be game number 2 going over to Honk Goose Criminals.
Sadie's under a lot of pressure here. Kenny could walk away. Whitemane has to turn around because she has to attack in order to heal, but she does get it off here. Everybody gets to run away with their tail between their legs.
That was huge that they escaped from that. I mean, 39? 39?
Are they gonna get it?
40.
Yes, they got it.
But at what cost? Because Joanna's going to die.
They did it. Oh, what? What a setter.
And now, hang on, Balor's got to be careful. Joanna starts to put pressure, blinds the Balor, and then comes the Blaze Stun, catches onto Whitemane and Leoric, who have to sit back. Tullo swipes away by Stukov just to keep his life for now, but Lucky's going to fall. Jumps to dodge the living bomb, so Lucky's still alive. Lovely Stukov healing, uses his D, doesn't have his D up for another 15 seconds now. Blaze starts
But
to go
she's
in.
going in, and there comes the ward. Sidonian surely is dead here. No, he is not. It's Maiev instead. Whitemane does go down. Johanna hasn't had enough, so she takes Kel'Thas as well.
Oh, that's gone well. I've accidentally cut Joy out. There we go. There we go. There you are, Joy. Welcome back.
Got me. Oh my. Well,
Welcome back.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Heroes Lounge Mega Monday matchup. Or Mega Matchup Monday. I don't remember what it's called. Don't ask me the name. But we're going to go for our second series of the evening after a thrilling first series
Thrilling indeed.
between Honk Goose Criminals and Lucky Play. So congratulations to Lucky Play earlier. Now we're going to go to Division 5. Tell us a bit about these teams, Joy K.
Tell us a bit about these teams. Well, these teams, one of them is called Under Pressure, so I guess they are either a fan of David Bowie or maybe of Freddie Mercury.
Why not both?
Or maybe not at all. Maybe they just like to be under pressure. And, well, what can I tell you?
Well, I will tell you that these teams are slightly separated in Division 5. I believe Mustaches are higher up on the table at 6th place at the moment, whereas Under Pressure are 11th. But those places are not really exact because obviously after only 2 matches so far, a lot depends on how many maps you've won and stuff like that. So it's not really indicative of, that big a difference might not be indicative of a big difference in score. But probably the gut feeling is that Mustaches are coming in the slight favourite into this series.
All right.
Before we get this match underway, I should tell you a little bit of Division S news, which is that the start date for Division S Season 2 has been pushed back by 1 week to 13th of January. So the season starts 1 week from today.
All right.
Did you say why, or did you say...
I said, all right.
Oh, right. I'm glad you didn't say why, because I have no idea why, to be honest. But there was some... I think to get all the teams ready and to ensure the best quality matches. But we do know that some of the matches have already been scheduled for that week. So we know that on Tuesday the 14th of January, there's going to be Wind and Rain versus Feel the Heat, followed by Laubers Fan Club versus Nothing Left. And on Friday the 17th, we've got Washed Up versus Pepe Milady and Go Next versus Kiku Combo. And
Yeah.
in NA, Broken Alliance Gaming versus Celeb are starting on 16th of Jan, Thursday the 16th of Jan. And if you want more information on all of that and you want to know where to watch stuff, you can keep an eye on Reddit, the Here's the Storm subreddit, on our Twitter, Here's Lounge GG, and in our Discord, so basically my Discord, and you can join the Heroes Lounge Discord.
Discord community.
So, with that in mind, we're back to Division 5, which may look like Division S, but it's not the same. And we're going to Dragonshire for game.
Yeah, going to Dragonshire right now. So, what do you think we can expect in terms of hero picks or bans?
Oh, I mean, well, I wonder if these teams have maybe been watching what's been going on in Division 3. Because remember, this is a slightly lower division. They're probably looking to Division 3 for a bit of inspiration. They may have seen the value that Malthael got, perhaps surprisingly, against the Rexar in that game number 2 of the last series. So we might see something like a Malthael ban, stopping that double soaking. Maybe a Rexar ban as well for the solo lane.
Oh.
But I'm also expecting Falstead Anduin. Now, is that a target ban, do you know?
It could be,
under
but
pressure.
maybe they want to pick up Garrosh?
Yeah.
I'm just making a wild guess.
Or-
that would counterplay.
Which other tank does a lot of displacement? That maybe a hero that likes to play a lot.
Oh yeah, our friend Stitches.
The large lad
Massive
himself.
lad. The large lad, indeed.
Yeah. ETC's a massive lad, which is just a
Yeah,
large lad.
Yeah. That's the difference,
That is the difference. As Oriel
Otherwise,
gets
there
banned.
is almost no difference. Oriel gets banned alongside Kel'Thas. So,
Yeah.
Sure,
Do you want, okay, so that's the sensible tank ban. 1 second. I'm back. Sorry. It's like I never left. All the viewers could see. But so what's okay? That's not Stitches or Garrosh.
that
Or
is not
ETC.
Stitches or Garrosh. That is a first pick Diablo. Now, as you said, it is a some pick, and I could say you're quite an expert on Diablo.
I am quite an expert. That's why I lost a game as Diablo for your team last night.
We don't talk about that.
But yeah, so Diablo is great on Dragonshire. It's good for giving the souls because he rotates between 2 lanes. It's nice wall corridors, so the Earl of Sandwich can get the wall sandwich value.
Yeah, it's true.
On the other hand, you do think that I was about to say with an ETC open, you can pick an ETC or a Garrosh to counter Diablo quite hard. Instead, yeah, under pressure, not really going for that to deny. They went for the
No,
Muradin, who doesn't react as well to Diablo. Zagara.
Yeah, Zagara's back. Back from last game. Same skin, different map. Yeah, Rhaegar has been picked up, and so is Zagara. That's a lot of wave clear, that's a lot of camp clear. That's a cleanse. Fairly good sustained healer. Now, they ban Li Ming. So one thing that Rhaegar really doesn't have an answer to is Big Burst. And something that Li Ming, for example, has to offer. Ana gets banned as well, alright, because Ana can, of course, minus grenades, ancestral healing, and then your whole C is gone.
Yeah, I think the Ana ban was sensible.
Very much. And we, of course, don't want to see nano boosted Falstad because, let's be honest, Falstad looks freaking terrible in blue. So they go for Stukov instead in blue. He looks good in blue, though, right?
Yes, I think Stukov looks good in blue.
Yeah.
But
I
what do you
think
make of Dahaka versus Zagara for the solo lane? I think Zagara can pressure Dahaka quite a lot.
She can. But then again, we have Falstad who can fly in and I don't think Zagara is going to be in the solo lane, to be fair.
Okay. It's the same thing again! What have I missed? What have I missed, Joy K? I didn't know about Zagara as a primary DPS so much.
I don't know. But Jaina is here to round off our draft and to vanquish the weak.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Haka can do fairly well into Malthael. Falstad can fly up if he struggles. But the 4-man is going to be very hard. Or let's put it like this: the 4-man is going to be under pressure on the right-hand side, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think it might be dum.
Exactly. They have a lot of damage, a lot of wave clear. And that's going to be very hard. Now on the other hand, so do they. They have Jaina and they have Falstad. And Jaina has some burst of her own. So yeah, it's gonna be anyone's game. What do you think?
What about this? You put the Malthael top 2 soak, so Malthael rotates, or even top bottom 2. Let's just go crazy. You put the Malthael in the double soak, and then you're pushing with Zagara, Sylve, Diablo, Rhaegar. That could be pretty threatening, you know. And I think even Jaina Falstad would struggle to clear, particularly before Falstad gets level 7, would struggle to clear that kind of relentless push.
Yeah, that's true. And then let's not forget the black arrows that Sylvanas has.
Exactly. Let's see what happens though as we go into game number 1 in this second best of 3 of the evening. And on the left in blue, it is Mustaches with Blauermink on that Diablo. Easy on the Zagara. Pogo Capi on Malthael. Faldas on Rhaegar and Maku on Sylvanas.
All right, and on the right-hand side, you have Arcanide on Muradin, Izzy on Stukov in blue. We have Yoshimo on Jaina and Evil Kroko on Falstad. And lonely in our top lane is Illichouts on the Haka.
So Diablo's sensibly picking up Soul Shield at level 1. That's going to give him the ability to deal with that Jaina burst a little bit better. Muradin going for the perfect storm, so not going for that third wind that we saw from Hat in the end of last series. Instead of going for that perfect storm, get those Stormbolt stacks up and running. Will allow him late game to put a lot of pressure on those black liners of Mustaches. Malthael did not go on the Pale Horse, so suggesting he's not going to double soak. And so far the structure, as we see, Zagara in the top lane and Malthael in the 4 rotating.
Yeah, but he is going to die here.
Yes, he is. Will Muradin die in response? No, he won't.
No, he will not.
So Sylve going for the stacks. Now I saw Grubby talking about the Sylve stacks last night. No, it wasn't Grubby. Somebody. Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Galaxy, the Sylve legend.
Our own Lord Byron.
Lord Byron, the famous poet.
By his fame, yes.
Who's been alive for 200 years now. And
yeah,
he was
sure. And now he's a legend of playing
great.
Sylvanas and Heroes of the Storm instead of making poetry.
He was suggesting that the stacks on Sylve isn't a great level 1 choice, and he was arguing for the other choices instead, as Muradin threatened Diablo. So it'll be interesting to see how much value the Sylve gets here in this game out of those, and it all depends on how much she can stack, basically. How much?
Yeah, that is true.
How much Muradin gives her the chance to get some stacks going. As Muradin, speaking of Muradin, he puts pressure on Diablo, who does not have Devil's Due, so can't self-regenerate too easily.
That is the first dragon already, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of commitment to camps from both teams, but it seems like because Mustaches were a bit slower in doing it, they weren't then able to defend the dragon at the same time as they were finishing off their siege camp. And they've really paid the price for that in terms of that dragon, which will secure 2 towers. And frankly, with the size of that minion wave, it's going to be a work just to clear the minion wave, never mind the dragon that's backing it up.
Yeah, that is true. Diablo gets the charge onto Jaina, gets the flip quite late. Nobody is there to respond to that, and Malthael gets kicked away.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's surprising that Diablo would go in looking for the Jaina when his team didn't seem ready to back him up. So I think these teams maybe not quite as coordinated as the ones we saw in Division 3.
Yeah, but look at the Haka in the top lane, by the way.
Oh, getting absolutely bullied by
Because of
Zagara.
that stealth, he actually lived because the roaches didn't see him in time.
Yeah, so going for the
But he
Lurker
has
Strain.
to stay because he has to pick up the essence. Falstad has flown in. Evil Croco looking for the kill here. But
It's
can't
just
get it.
it's just so hard to kill a Zagara in a lane where she set up loads of creep. That's the problem. Is getting a lot of that regen and very decent move speed as well. So it's difficult to kill that Zagara if she's set up the lane very nicely, which of course she has. And Hacker has been struggling in that top lane, as we talked about. Potential engage in the mid though, as Sylv gets some stacks onto Mirrodin sensibly for now. Blaumick just trying to zone the DPSs off rather than bring them in for now, just to keep Sylv safely alive. Oh, there's a tongue onto Malthael though.
Oh, Malthael does get out. Wow, very nice escape. Oh, does he though? Does he though? Jaina's going to auto attack you to death. Oh, the jukes! The jukes! Is he gonna live?
He's not.
No, it's not enough.
Joy K's voice was not high pitched enough for the Malthael to live on this occasion. No. Yeah, beautiful tongue from Illichilds, and the Dehaka secured that kill nicely. Oh, Stukov's been caught in the wall in the bot lane. Rhaegar trying to start punishing, is he?
Look at the damage between these two, actually. Can Diablo get the body blocks in? Can the cavalry actually arrive with the damage dealer so they can kill him? No, they can't.
And now
Oh, Diablo.
He went so deep
Diablo.
looking for the Stukov kill, and it didn't quite
Oh
work.
no, he's gonna be fine. I believe in him. Run, Diablo, run, you big puppy. Oh no.
Sylvanas paid the price though for Diablo's mistake, I think there. Blaumick slightly overreaching, tried to get the wall charge onto Stukov on this tower in the hope that he could then secure the kill that way. But the problem is, yeah, then the rest of the red team arrived, and it seemed like maybe Diablo hadn't accounted for that. And then Sylv came in to try and clear things up and got punished for it. So Diabolical Momentum from Diablo on level 7 might struggle a little bit to use that against the Mirrodin, who can slow attacks. Although, oh, Rhaegar going deep there. There's a lot of aggression here from Mustaches. They really like to be up front and putting pressure on the enemy team. And that's why we've seen them go under those towers, for example. But again, good wall
you have
charges
to
from
give
that.
it to this Diablo. He is getting those wall stuns in.
Yeah, absolutely getting the walls. Cleanse comes out onto Diablo a little bit early before the Mirrodin stun was quite there.
Yeah, and now he's losing a lot of health, but he does get the flip onto Stukov, and that secures the kill very, very well.
I think what it is that Blaumick earlier on was lacking souls and maybe wasn't playing in the right tempo for that. But now he's got his souls up and running. His aggression is actually really paying off because, he goes in and he draws a lot of fire, but he's got 100 souls and a soul shield to keep himself protected during that, and is doing very nicely for Blaumick's Diablo.
Absolutely.
Later on in the game. Level 10s are in fact, for the Mustaches. So we have Nidus from Zagara. No more nonsense for that. We've got the Last Rites from Malthael. Ancestral for Rhaegar, unsurprising so far. Wailing Arrow from Sylv, and Apocalypse from Diablo.
Alright, and because I think Blaumick is going to get a lot of plays with this, because he's already so good at finding these angles.
Yeah, and I think with his Diabolical Momentum, his idea is that his Q and E are always going to be up to do kind of Apocalypse combos, because he's going to keep them up with auto attacks. The only issue he might have with Diabolical Momentum at that 7 is without the Devil's Due at level 1, he doesn't have the mana. That's not quite the Apocalypse value he was looking for. Gets the charge onto Mirrodin. Avatar denies the Last Rites.
That is some ultis being traded back and forth here. I like how Zagara managed to 2v1 capture the point. And that gives them the dragon. Very impressive, actually, because they had to commit Falstad and the Haka.
They're still
And
fighting
getting a kill here.
3v5.
3v5.
What?
And Malthael's getting out.
The Gust has been dodged as well.
Magic Gust. Mighty Gust misses. Do they get Jaina as well? Yes, they do. Can they? No. They can. Yes, they can. I clapped in excitement there. Wow.
That's brilliant play from the Mustaches there. Absolutely sensational. They were 3v5. I thought this is a massive mistake from Diablo and Sylv and Rhaegar and Malthael. I thought they've gone in too deep. They've missed the Last Rites. And yet,
They didn't though. They like what? Chat. What do we have to say about this?
Brilliant play
going
from these
on?
teams. Level 10, by the way.
Absolutely. Oh, Diablo goes in once again. Oh, he gets deported, but he doesn't agree. Coming back, pops the soul shield, and he is walking back.
Yeah,
But
and
now, the fort is... Oh, nobody just yet.
not so worried about the fort just yet, especially because Sylve can get out there
Oh.
safely.
This XP is still chasing Malthael from the bottom lane until the mid.
Yeah, they changed it so the XP never gives up on chasing. It's like
Oh, did it?
It's like the villain in that film, It Follows. As Diablo has to start thinking about getting out here, I don't think he has Soul Shield available. But
Oh, this is
Muradin
an APOC play, I can feel it. But they're running. They're
doesn't need
feeling it too.
They were just looking threatening.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they just looked at them funny and everybody ran. God, that's just always happens to me.
but here goes
Oh,
the
there
fight
comes
now.
Isolation. Diablo eats it though. Nice ancestral heal. Everybody is low.
Is this the APOC play that we've been looking for? I think this is close enough that the Apocalypse could work without the combo. Malthael's getting locked down here. Diablo's waited a long time
Yeah,
to
there
throw
they
that.
go. Oh, massive! It's four man.
There's chasing though, still in response. Sylve's already going to go down. There's 2 members down. I don't think they can stay here. And of course, Zagara still pushing top. Back to the fight. And yeah, it's Sylve and Rhaegar and Malthael all died.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad life if you have Zagara.
And the thing is, she does have a Nidus in the bottom lane, but the problem is by the time you get to your Nidus here, that you tunnel to this one bot, and then you walk across, it's not the same as a global. That's the thing sometimes people forget. It's very good as a global for defensive and like soaking, but it's not really a global like a Dahaka for engaging into a fight.
No,
that's already
it
going
is
on.
not. Alright, we're seeing an invade come out from the bottom side here. Oh, but Diablo is not having it. He's charging straight onto that Jaina, but is he going to pay for that?
Has a soul
Sylvanas
shield.
needs to pop the
last
wailing
time.
arrow to shut this fight down, but everybody seems to disengage just fine without it.
Nice cleanse from Rhaegar, just secured Blaumink's exit, and he had his soul shield up, so he wasn't really taking any damage from Jaina. I think this is a problem is, Falstad's gone full W build and no giant killer, which means that as Diablo goes in again, he's not afraid in the slightest, Blaumink.
Oh, no.
Because Falstad's gone full W build with no giant killer, there's no non-magic damage to take on Diablo. So when he presses Soul Shield, he's basically invincible for 4 seconds. And that's a bit of a problem, I think, for under pressure, because Diablo is putting them, so to speak, under a lot of pressure. And
Yeah,
I think,
and given how aggressive he plays,
yeah, he plays very, yeah, exactly. So, but there's Jaina under pressure here. Yoshimo trying to get away. Here's the Apocalypse coming on to Stukov.
and that's the play I was looking for. The big silence to follow it up, and Blaumick making the plays here. I have to give it to him.
Falstad might suffer to Pogoppi's last rides, but the shield saves him on 50 HP and denies the last
wow.
ride snack.
Well, that is your snack gone then.
That's
They're
the
looking for. Oh, look at this aggression! Ice block. Zagara's
yeah.
moving in to take the fort a bit.
Diablo's just finished his stacks on his Q, by the way, so that's a decent,
Oh my.
that's a very decent rate of stacking. Shows you the aggression and the amount that Blaumink's been finding these walls. The Earl of Sandwich really getting those wall sandwiches so far delivered. As Falstad flies top with no HP, leaves his Muradin friend behind, manages to jump out though, and for now Falstad will decap the
Muradin
top.
is fine. Oh, but is Falstad? No, he is not. Surprise! Sylph came around the corner and killed him. And that should give them another Dragon Knight here. And Zagara has started the camp, so this is just going to put them...
I just like that Zagara saying, I don't care about team fights, I'm just going to push all game. And his team are like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
and they're not like, oh yeah, okay, we'll play safe. They're like, yeah, okay, we're still going to go in horrendously aggressively and get value again and again, and credit to them, they're getting these kills. Yes, it's actually fairly even on kills so far the game, but look at the difference in structure, because Zagara versus Dahaka, look, in terms of XP, Dahaka soaked as much as Zagara, but Zagara plus Malthael is soaking more than Dahaka plus anyone else, as the Dragon Knight might well easily get a keep here.
Yeah, I mean, Malthael has gone in very, very recklessly. The keep is down. And now this time there's no shield to save Falstad, and he goes down. And this is starting to look like quite the game here.
They can't GG here, I think, because the dragon's so low and Falstad's up in 30 seconds. But so they will stay.
Yeah.
They will sit back now. But they're pretty happy with a keep at 13 minutes. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'll tell you as much as that as well.
Level 16 talents in both teams.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Malthael was still pushing here. So also prep the wave to just go on here, and that means that Sylvanas is going to try and look for some stacks, but has to disengage here.
Is Sylvanas rotating for a cheeky kill on Dahaka? I don't think so. I think both teams are going to play a bit more cautiously now. In particular, Mustaches are just going to play for level 20, and with a 3 structure advantage and the combination of Malthael and Zagara soaking, they're probably going to head pretty quickly to that level 20, and it's very much the emphasis has to be on under pressure to take a fight sooner rather than later.
That is true, and I have to give it to this Sylvanas, 111 stacks. She has been doing a good job here.
Absolutely, as there's a potential. Yeah, so I like so credit to Mustaches, because I've been saying all the game how aggressive they are, but now that they're waiting for the level 20, they're playing a lot more cautiously. They're going to try and find people in, mistaken rotations for sure, but other than that, they're just saying, no, look, let's not do anything reckless. Get the 20, then we'll resurrect our signature aggression, as Falstad and Dahaka have been forced to clear bottom for so long because of the camp pressure that's been there. Blue camps everywhere on the map, and just keeping relentless pressure on the core lane and on the top lane.
Yeah, this is this is some under pressure that they are suffering.
Level 20s are in though for the Mustaches, and I think that means they're going to start to try to find the fight. Hellgate on Diablo. He knows he wants to go in. We know. We knew he was going Hellgate.
We know it.
He wasn't going a survivability talent. He's going. I'm going in. Blauermink wants to force this fight. He wants to catch them out of position. He smells that Stukov from across the map. He can sniff the fear, the terror, and he's going for it. Can they engage?
Oh no! He gets supported. But look at this damage. Oh my god, get completely blown up. Sylvanas is taunting everybody with her Will of the Forsaken, just stomping through there, unstoppable. And now Blauermink is back, and he's looking for revenge. He gets the Hellgate, he gets the flip onto Jaina. There is no way she is getting out of there, and that is a very clean 3 kills.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful execution here from the Mustaches, who just aggression, raw aggression. See the enemy team, bang, we're running straight at you. And the enemy team, beautiful shove from Stukov. Couldn't have been a better aimed shove. Gets Diablo completely out of the fight. He couldn't do anything. And yet, it bought enough time for his team to die, yeah. And this Dragon Knight with 3 members dead, surely this is GG. There's still no level 20 for under pressure. And this, I don't see any way to stop this Dragon Knight unless they get level 20 and get a wind tunnel or something. And with the hacker dying here as well, bang.
Burrowed a bit too early to dodge the last rites, and that is the end of him. Yeah, nice stagger death.
And the other thing is, with no giant killer on Falstad, it's difficult to tear the Dragon Knight down as well. It's a really tough situation here for under pressure, as Muradin jumps out safely in its house. It's a nice gust, but they need to be focusing on this Dragon Knight because it's cutting through the core, down to 80% already, 4% a hit, and there's more minions.
I like how now Zagara starts to join in the fights. Like, okay, yeah, this game is pretty much over, so I'll just start joining the fight.
I don't think she cares about the fight. I think she's thinking there's nowhere left to split push.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the only place I can go to do structural damage. I might as well. I mean, and you know what? Credit where credit's due. Mustaches have just shown a masterclass in macro play there, and looked in control of the smaller scale fights at the same time. Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Great play from them.
Absolutely. But I have to say, I'm already a big fan of Blauermink.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you know I love a good aggressive Diablo.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Having played on a team with you, I know that you yourself play quite Diablo.
And
Division is being asked in the chat. This is a Division 5 matchup that we're currently watching.
absolutely, Division
Well,
5
you're
between
watching. We're commentating. That's how
Mustaches and, well, we're also watching. I'm not just kind of commentating. I'm not just like commentating like this, turned around. But yes, it's Mustaches versus Under Pressure. And if you want to see the standings on the division stuff, go to heroeslounge.gg, and there's loads of info about Heroes Lounge on there, including all the latest standings and the latest match results. And you can also get information on there about Division S, which is starting in 1 week's time.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what the prize pool is like right now?
I don't actually. I think there's a command you can type in the chat. It's something like !divs donate, or let me try it. Hang on, I'll try and guess the
I was
command.
gonna try to.
Let's try this. There you go, and you can click on the to help crowdfund the prize pool there. For either NA or EG, they have separate pools. I think the NA one is a bit smaller at the moment. I sort of reflects the fact that I think fewer people watched NA last season, but still, we're still running Division S NA there, Season 2. That's going to be kicking off, as I say, in the same time, a week's time.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, we're expecting some top quality Heroes of the Storm there as well. So, if you want to support Division S, definitely click one of those links and donate directly into the prize pool that way.
That way.
But we're just waiting on the teams who are having some tech stuff. I think. Oh.
Yeah, we are seeing Garden of Terror being picked up.
That is Juice.
That is Juice indeed.
So, and by the way, they picked Dragonshy. It was them who picked Dragonshy Under Pressure.
Yeah.
And yeah, they got completely stomped on it by Mustaches who looked phenomenal. And it's hard to say exactly what went wrong for Under Pressure there. But Mustaches looked so confident.
They had no answer to this aggression. Like, who? Tell me again, who was their support? Oh, Stukov, yeah. And Stukov, when he gets like picked off like that, just like, choop, then there is no answer.
I tell you what
I
think would have made a big difference, and we talked about it in the draft, so it's not just hindsight. The tank pick. If you've got an ETC or a Garrosh there, Diablo is going to be much more afraid of doing that. When you've got the Muradin, Diablo can get away with a lot more, and it's it just means that I think Muradin is like, I want to engage on you and blow up one of your team members, but Garrosh or ETC can say, no, Diablo, you're not playing any football today.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay indoors and do your homework. And
stay indoors and do your homework, huh?
And unfortunately, Diablo was allowed to play significant football.
Yeah, that he was. But as you mentioned before, you did say that Mustaches came in a little bit favored here.
They did come in, yeah. So they are higher in Division 5 at the moment, and I think, like we say, viewers can go to the Heroes Lounge website, to check that out. But I will tell you, so far Mustaches have won both of their first 2 matches, whereas Under Pressure won 1, lost 1. So, both teams are doing well in the division.
Mm-hmm.
And it's early in the season, but Mustaches probably felt a bit more confident coming into this match number 3 in Division 5. So, yes. We are going to go into, like I say, Garden of Terror for game number 2.
I haven't seen that map in a while.
It's because, like we were saying earlier, most teams are banning it. Most of them.
That's true. I'm curious what we're going to see here. If we're going to see Zagara again, Falstad again. They're both good heroes on this map. So is Sylvanas.
Yeah, I think there's a lot the fact that they've picked Garden might mean they're trying to do something, shake things up, and we might see kind of a more exotic draft. Possibly, Vikings. You might see
might.
I think an Abathur's quite likely even. I would go so far as to say. So
Again, they ban the Anduin.
yeah, so I
And
think
again, they ban the Kill Pass.
yeah, those must be target bans, right? Because of how kind of niche they are.
I mean, maybe in this division those are very powerful. So you don't. I don't know. I haven't casted enough of Division 5 to say like, oh yeah, that's because of this reason. So yeah, maybe somebody in the chat knows.
If you know in the chat, then
And let us know.
Zagara ban. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
By the way,
makes-
before we get into the picks, I'll just say that we do have betting on for this game. So if you bet on who you want to think, on who you think will win game number 2, so not the whole series, but just this one Garden of Terror game. Exclamation mark bet A and a number of points for mustaches. Exclamation mark bet B and a number of points for under pressure. And exclamation mark points if you want to see how many points you've got, and that's separate points from the points you see at the bottom right. Sorry about that. That's just how it
We
is.
can't help.
Joanna's been picked.
Char has been picked alongside ETC and Rhaegar. Alright. Alright. So they took the Rhaegar. Now I wonder what the answer on the support side is going to be from Mustaches.
The Anna's still open, so that could be like you were saying. But I wonder if, given what we saw in game number 1, I wonder if they'll go for something a bit more macro. You know, you could get a Brightwing here, or
You could, but they pick up Malfurion, the King of Sustain.
yeah, that's.
And I'm a fan of that.
I think that's fair enough. Just to talk a little bit about the tank picks. You know, when they picked Diablo, when Blaumank picked Diablo in game number 1, I was like, why don't the enemy pick ETC?
Oh,
Now they
Garrosh.
picked, yeah, or Garrosh. Now Blaumank's picked Joanna first. I sort of think ETC is not really your first instinct to be going to. Yes, okay, ETC is just still a good tank, but Joanna deals a lot better.
With everything else.
Then yeah. Than Diablo is against ETC.
They're
So
sticking to that choking of the mages here. Again, they ban Ming.
Benzo Bear says, well, so Benzo Bear was playing the offlaner for Lucky Play earlier. Welcome to the chat.
Welcome to the chat.
There weren't
Very
any
well
clips
played.
made apparently of the huge plays. That's a shame. We've got some of the highlight replays. I've got some of them on my hard drive, but also you can watch through the VOD. The video will be saved on the channel, the whole video. And I think we put it on YouTube every week as well.
Clip channel in our,
There's what, sorry?
isn't there a clip channel in our Discord in Heroes Lounge?
Yes, there is. So if you find any clips, post it in.
Oh,
clips.
what are we seeing here? Abathur Tracer out of the old box.
So, okay, so I predicted the Abathur, but I did not predict the Tracer. I'll tell you that. That's juice. I mean, I've said that about most of the drafts so far because there's, you know, we're getting some interesting drafts here from both of these teams.
Absolutely.
Um,
But I do like the Abathur on this map still.
yeah, I think Abathur's a great pick, and well, so is Tracer in the right hand. Let's see how Pogo Okapi plays it. I'm expecting great things, given that they've picked it fairly confidently.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the response here to Tracer? I guess, look, you've got ETC stuns, you've got Blaze stuns. Blaze ones are a lot harder to hit onto Tracer. I think the bunker might be more of the answer, actually, than the Blaze stuns itself. So I'm expecting bunker, and I'm expecting ETC to really be alert to where that Tracer is going.
Yeah.
Because if they're not, then Tracer could run over. But otherwise, under normal circumstances, this draft looks favourable to under pressure for me.
It does. Like Lunara deals fairly well with the Tracer. So she should be able to, if she picks up Siphoning Toxin, and Leaping Strike, she should be able to deal with the Tracer, or at least survive the Tracer. So the only one that's really under pressure here is the Sylvanas, I think. But we are going to see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes as we go into game 2 in this best of 3. And on the left in blue, we have Mustaches with Blauermink on the Johanna, Easy on the Abatha, Poga Okapi on that crucial Tracer, Maku on Leoric, and Faldas on Malfurion.
All right, and on the right-hand side, we have Yoshimo on the Lunara. We have Arcanite on ETC. Illichouts, this time not in the off lane, but he is on Sylvanas. Evil Croco on Blaze, and Izzy on Rhaegar. And that is under pressure.
That is indeed under pressure. And Blaze going for new habits. That's kind of surprising. I know you're a big fan of new habits on Blaze, and so are a lot of players. But I think that's more for a main tank role in particular. And here, it's only the Malf who has any CC really that will affect Blaze. So, and apart from the roots, the new habits isn't going to help him with much.
Yeah, that is true.
I think Neuralist Impact to have more stuns to maybe throw on the Tracer could have been an option. Still, new habits never really a bad pickup. It's fairly safe most of the time. So, a reasonable pickup from Blaze there. Prog Rock from ETC. And Tracer going for Pulse Strike on the level 1. The standard getting the more Pulse Bomb charge from the melee. So a big factor in this map is going to be who controls the camp, who keeps the macro pressure going. And already we see that under pressure going straight for their siege camp, slightly faster than Tracer and Malf are going for their own on the opposite side. And by the way, this camp here is going to go in the bot lane, whereas this one goes in the mid. So I think the bot lane is probably going to be slightly more impactful there for under pressure. So hard to say at this stage. But
with the Sylvanas pushing and the lane has shoved in. But now Abathur has moved out to slap the minions a bit, moves back in.
Give the minions a cheeky slap.
Yeah, give him a cheeky slap as we see Tracer planting a pulse bomb onto Rhaegar. Doing a lot of damage, but not enough to secure a kill here. Does force out the tap on Rhaegar right before the objective, so that is, I guess, a good thing.
Yeah, and these siege giants may have been cleared pretty easily. I'm surprised that under pressure didn't leave more people pushing down the bot lane, but they did secure a tower anyway. So as kind of predicted, the siege giants bottom were a touch more impactful than those in the mid lane.
That is true, and we see 3 people here posturing up on the side of under pressure, trying to get close, but not enough. And no recall on Tracer. That means that she is in turn under pressure.
Yeah, but Arcanite went very deep.
Oh, but is she a beautiful route here from Faldas?
Yeah, so Arcanite TTC went very deep looking for that Tracer kill, and Tracer just kited until ETC had overstretched and got punished by that roots. Yes, so the Pulse Bomb has not getting killed yet, but don't forget, so Pulse Bomb is like the biggest scaling ability in the game or something like that. It scales 6% a level, whereas most hero abilities in HP scale at 4% a level. So
then again, this is Tracer's ultimate, so
yeah, but she's going to keep her immediately. Like she gets it off cooldown so quickly if she can keep up these auto attacks for free, and that's where Lunara and Syl have to really punish her anytime she comes in looking for auto attacks to stack her pulse bomb. She needs to be punished so that she's a bit more afraid of doing it.
I really wish this Malfurion had picked up the stacking talent. He is hitting every route.
Yeah. Do you mean the Broccoli Man?
Yeah.
The Broccoli Man is...
Big broccoli.
The Broccoli Man will save the day. But, ETC thinking about sliding in, I think, onto Tracer, but she has the recall available, so not choosing to go for it just yet. So level 7 talents, by the way, are in. So ETC going for Hammer On. That is a great talent against Tracer because... And anyone else, basically, he can get auto attacks off on. ETC will cut them into pieces. So not going for the Pinball Wizard that maybe is more common, but focusing really on single target damage and kind of chunking down through sustain anybody who comes in straight blows.
I have to say, I would have also been a fan of Echo Pedal here.
Yeah, get more wave clear. But the thing is, oh, by the way, the fight kicks off as Blaze gets rooted into place. Has to sit back, has the minus 40% healing.
Oh, Tracer on top of that Lunara, and I think she's gonna fall here. Yes, she does. Back onto Rhaegar now.
Nice
And
slide.
they need to get that lockdown, but she's so low. Look, Izzy's going down as well. Tracer seems to be unstoppable here.
This is the
Looking
thing.
for kill after kill.
Tracer will punish any mistake in coordination from under pressure. Like as soon as the tanks split off from the backliners, Tracer will go in, and so that's why they basically can't. ETC has to babysit Silva and Lunara, and in particular Sylve, like you were saying, yes, Sylve has the escape, but Lunara's gonna put more threat onto Tracer if they start trading blows. So Sylve might really need to be near ETC for a lot of this, and it's hard to say, you know, it's not one person's fault as such, it's just the team is not coordinating right to get that positioning together as level 10s are in for the mustaches.
Yeah, indeed they are, and that is looking really, really good for a Abathur comp actually. Ultimate Evolution, Blessed Shield, Entomb, and Twilight Dream. Nice Blessed Shield comes in. Oh, Twilight Dream doesn't connect sadly, but ETC still falls.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of a panic Twilight, but I mean, fair enough. You want to make sure you get that kill just before the objective, because this is potentially securing them the terrors if they can get this third seed. And with ETC dead for another 5 seconds.
And
a Blaze kill I didn't quite catch in the top lane.
impressive solo kill here actually from Maku.
Very impressive, given that I earlier said that Blaze is unkillable as a hero, and
Indeed.
and there we see Leoric, who's not, you know, yes, he used his Entomb to secure that, but it's not easy to get a solo kill as a Leoric. You know, it's easy to pressure your opponents. It's not always easy to get a kill, as ETC clears mid fairly safely.
That is true. Now the terrors are coming in. We see level 10 is also coming in. Mosh Pit, Leaping Stride, as I hoped that the Lunara would pick. Alright, Wailing Arrow, Bunker Drop, and Ancestral. This is all fairly standard stuff, right?
Yeah, everything so far fairly unsurprising in those level 10 picks. I think Leaping Strike will, as you say, threaten Tracer. That's not Tracer though, that's Facer, the fake Tracer. And the fake Tracer's used her recall, but the real Tracer still has it available. Throws in the Pulse Bomb, recalls out. Arcanite, the Ancestral saves Arcanite, but that's none for Sylve then.
That is none for Sylve indeed. Bunker is dropped in the gate, and that is fairly late.
Yeah, so I think it's a tough situation there, because ETC had to save his own life, which means he then can't save Sylve's. And if they can put enough pressure onto ETC, it means that he's not there to peel for the backliners, and that's when Tracer's really going to shine, is when ETC has to panic. But it's early doors still in the game, and there's everything still to play for.
Yeah, I mean, they got one fort, and the fort on top is still standing, barely, but it's standing. And we now see a full-on rotation onto Leoric. I mean, good luck killing him, but, you know.
Yeah, I think this is a mistake from... Unless they're going to now push as 5, or 4, I should say. Which I think they might, actually. Blaze...
I mean, considering that Abathur hasn't picked up Mule, they should try and damage them with the black arrows, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I thought they would leave Blaze to double soak. Here's an interesting thing. Blaze didn't take Crossfire at level 7. He went for Grill and Kill. The problem is, Grill and Kill doesn't really help you with the wave clear as Blaze. You need the Crossfire, which also helps you with the single target burst, by the way. If you hit a Crossfire onto Tracer, she's going to be screaming. Like, so I think Crossfire might have been a more sensible pick there for Evil Croco. And also that would have allowed Blaze to potentially even double soak while they push us forward with that Sylve, get some value with that Sylvanas, and the ETC's there to protect the team.
Yeah.
But so far they haven't been executing that.
Exactly. So far that is not happening, as Blaze actually dies to this Bruiser camp. And level 13 just wasn't there, so they had to give up a seat once more, and they can't contest it. And now, with the camp pushing top, his top fort is also going to fall.
Yeah, I think this top ward's definitely gone. And the thing now is, what are Under Pressure going to do with their even talents? They've got the even talents. Now's the time they have to make a play. They can't wait for 16. Oh, but an entomb from Leoric. Brutal.
Tracer is just on the side doing so much damage here. Ancestral goes onto ETC, and that means that Rhaegar falls. And Tracer's just on the chase.
Yeah, and she's maybe going to catch Arcanite. No, she doesn't. Sylve, lovely jump out from Illichild's. Fair play.
Yeah, lovely jump. Good use of the Windrunner talent on 13. But with Rhaegar dead and the seed spawning in 18 seconds, Rhaegar is going to be up, but the map is just swinging in the favor of Mustaches here.
And you know, credit to Rhaegar because he managed to save ETC before dying. Great Ancestral, because otherwise ETC was dying in that entomb as well. But it's just not enough. Like, it's not a huge number of kills so far. 7 kills in 10 minutes. It's not a lot. But it's when you've got an Abathur as well, it just feels like every part of this map is controlled by the blue team. And at the moment, the red team don't seem to have any initiative that they can combat this with. That's a slide onto Tracer though, but immediately cleansed by mouth.
Yeah.
And okay, the recall's been used here by Abathur, possibly in a bit of a panic. But they need to give this tribute and get 16 surely, as Joanna goes in and fake Tracer at the backline, causing pressure on Lunara.
Oh, big Twilight Dream actually. That shuts down a bit. Oh, Lunara is so low. Tracer is going to get her. She has to. She has to.
A nice escape from Yoshimitsu there to get away to the thing, but everyone else, that's the thing, is at some point having your enemy hero on.
Oh, Sylvanas.
Yeah,
oh,
Sylvanas looking out.
Sylvanas.
Yeah. That's a nice idea for an escapist. It's never going to work. But
it was absolutely a nice idea.
There was no way.
Meanwhile, top was still pushing, by the way.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying is that it's not a huge amount of kills, although now it is starting to stack up. But it's more that it's just chipping down the red team again and again, and they've lost macro. They've lost control of the objective. I don't think they've got a single seed yet. No, they haven't got a single seed yet in this game. When the enemy team has got 5, the enemy team has got 2 forts down and a front wall on a keep. But now there's an attempt to fight pre-16 again. ETC slides in, tries to catch the mouth. No Twilight available. The Mosh doesn't quite connect onto anyone. The Pulse Bomb destroys Rhaegar. Before the Ancestral hits.
Ancestral didn't come on in time, and they are trying to disengage here. Blaze, oh, beautiful power slide onto ETC. Can they do it? Yes, they get the kill on Tracer. Big root though by Malfurion. But what is there to gain here, Karis?
That's not that bad a result, actually. 1 for 1 so far. The duplicate is back up now, though, so they could get an Abathur clone in here. Lovely stun, though, from Blaze and ETC combined. That's why they went for that combo. Can they catch the Joanna? She has the Iron Skin. Starts running away. The Leaping Strike comes in. Tries to catch onto Joanna. The Iron Skin.
Oh,
no! 11 HP!
Oh, my God!
But in the meantime,
once again, just living.
The fake Leoric and the real Leoric are both sucking Arcanite off, and he's got to start getting out of there before the 2 Leorics drain. I'm talking about him draining hope, of course.
I mean, they managed to get the, objective, yeah. So we're now even talent, and I've lost my way.
No, but okay, so credit to Under Pressure, because in the face of massive disadvantage in terms of talent and everything, and missing the mosh pit, they still managed to overall win that fight in terms of hero kills. So credit to Under Pressure for a great performance in that fight. Now they're starting to look a bit more strong in fights. Of course, they're still massively behind in the macro, and that top keeper's under pressure. And I hate to say it again, I really think Blaze wishes he had Crossfire right now to clear that objective.
I mean, he did defend the keep by just slapping it, but he did defend it.
The thing is that Abathur's going to keep constant pressure on that lane now, and it may well be that goes down sooner rather than later. But here's the point. Mosh pit's up now. Under Pressure need to be looking for a fight. They need to be saying, where's the enemy team? Let's find them. Let's kill them. What they're actually doing is a little bit more cautious. It's kind of rotating and clearing and trying to soak, but they're not going to catch up in time. The enemy team is knocking on the door of level 20. It's now or never.
That is true, and I would say rather never, because level 20 is coming in and Blaze is showing top, and that is what the blue team has found out as well. So they are looking to get disengaged here. Oh, Mako is walking forward. Can they get this big entomb? No, they can. It missed.
And I think Lyric hadn't picked Buried Alive by the time it actually happened as well. So even if it had hit, it wouldn't have been a silencing entomb. So actually a great result there, because no ults were used by Under Pressure, and they managed to survive despite being 4v5. Blaze goes in for a stun. Is the mosh pit going to follow?
Oh, this is the Marsh of Dreams? No! Oh, the beautiful silence from Malfurion.
But the mosh went on short cooldown. It's still up in 5 seconds. Do the blue team know this? And in the meantime, Trace has been killed by Sylvanas. Great play from Millerchout. ETC starts to go in. The mosh pit is available. Do the blue team know? Are they ready to counter it? Arcanite goes in. He finds it.
Yes.
They're going to dance.
They are going to dance. That means that they are going to... Oh, I spoke too soon.
How can they get these kills though? Joanna's still alive. Malf and Abatha are doing so much healing. Yes, they'll get the Leoric kill eventually. But is the Leoric kill that impactful? Probably no, but with the Tracer dead, this is the first window into the game that has been opened for Under Pressure.
That is absolutely true.
Brilliant, brilliant play there from Under Pressure. They showed that their strength is to play under pressure. Like they were really on the back foot for the whole of this game, and when it counted, they just about held on. The game is not over yet by any stretch of the imagination. Yes, they're 3 forts down. Yes, their top keeper's nearly dead, but it's not dead, and that's a crucial element. And they're well on their way to level 20. They just need to soak a few more lanes and get themselves back into this game. But the question is, will they be allowed to do that as Leoric is respawning in less than 10 seconds, has the Entomb ready, the silencing Entomb, which if it catches anybody on the enemy team, will be a kill.
Massive.
There's no mosh pit for 45 seconds as well. ETC, you really don't want this fight. You need to be running away from this, not looking to flank it. And he gets the message, I think, and he sits back sensibly. They can give this seed. They don't need to contest it. I don't think they need to be posturing here. They could just go and
but they are going to get 20, and they know it too. But it's just not... Yeah, okay, there it is.
There's the level 20. The talents are in. It's death metal for ETC. He wants to make the death metal play because that's the mosh that can't be interrupted. There's the silence though.
But there's the big Entomb on Rhaegar.
He's thinking about the death metal, but he's been shielded, so he's still not dead. He's going to go for it. He's going for the death metal. Can you survive, ETC? Are you going to die in death metal? No, they're keeping him alive, and Leoric's down. This is massive.
Oh my god. They're living. Like, Indestructible gets popped here. And Malf is just all alone.
And how is ETC alive? What?
They are losing top keep though. Look.
They oh, nice slide onto the fake Tracer.
Are they turning this game around?
This is brilliant from Under Pressure. I thought Arcanite was literally trying to die to get the death metal.
I mean that's what it looked like.
And he just kept living on no health, and they kept focusing him. And
oh no,
phenomenal play.
This is risky. Oh, Tracer. Oh, she got it in time.
But there's no slide. I thought there was a slide available, but maybe
I mean, they were with 2. They should have probably tried to engage on her, but
they would have forced the recall at least, and that's a long cooldown. Okay, you might think it's only 30 seconds or whatever, but 25 seconds. But that's the length of time you're waiting for Joanna's respawn. For me, this is a little bit passive play from Under Pressure when actually they needed to take advantage of the dead Joanna. They're not going to be able to get this seed in time unless they take some aggression right now. But I think maybe they're just thinking, wait for the fight. They're thinking, we're confident about these late game team fights. Because they've been playing them so well since the level 20.
They have been. The double poison damage is proving very, very hard for the front line. So, yeah.
The fight goes on. Blaze not going for the bunker upgrade, instead going for burn notice at level 20. So really putting all eggs in one basket. If ETC gets entombed here, it might be GG. He's got to be so careful. Leoric wants this entomb onto ETC and Blaze.
He's looking for it. Oh, there's such opportunity here. Forcing the recall. Where's our entomb? Give it to me, baby.
That's the entomb with a mosh pit though. With a cleanse on top and an ancestral, this is actually 3 members, but with Lunara already dead, this might not work out that well. ETC, the death metal though, don't look out for that death metal because it's coming very soon, but he's run away from the enemy team, so it won't get the value. It only catches onto the 1 member.
Sylph has to run away. And that's 4 kills. That should be GG.
And I think they're going to march straight to core. They don't even care about these keeps. They're going straight to that core, and it looks like it'll probably be GG. Sylph might get into the fountain, probably not. GG.
No, that is yeah, that is GG. Well played to both teams.
It's. I think the team just split up a little bit too much there, and also it's hard to say exactly what happened. I mean, phenomenal play, obviously, from Mustaches. Great stuff from them in that final fight. And I think we've witnessed a real piece of art from both of these teams. Credit to Under Pressure, who, even under phenomenal pressure, kept their heads together and nearly got themselves back into this game with 2 fantastic fights.
That was an impressive comeback, really. Sadly, it just wasn't enough.
It just wasn't enough at the end of the day. But look, you win some, you lose some, and fair play to both of these teams. But that final fight, I just thought it's a difficult situation. But the fake Tracer got so much value just chasing Lunara out.
Yeah.
Like, even if she did get eventually at the Lunara kill, but even if the Lunara hadn't died, she was so pushed away that when the ETC got the mosh pit, which was, by the way, a great mosh pit, Lunara wasn't able to deliver that. Exactly. And yeah, ultimately, the fights were kind of a bit stretched out. And also the death metal, if we were going to be like super critical, like, because in the first fight, post 20, I was like, ATC's looking for the death metal. Here, he kind of backed off a bit and was like, no, I'm going to try and run away. And that meant the death metal, when it came, didn't quite get that value. And it's a tough situation. Obviously, Mustache is really carefully controlling their positioning around that and not overextending to get themselves moshed. But I think, with that's the last match of the night for us. What a fantastic 2 series we've just witnessed, Joy K. Any closing thoughts from yourself?
Apparently, Garden of Terror is definitely a map that I should try playing again. Like, this looked like a very fun game. That's the first thought that sparks to me. But very, very nice series we have seen indeed. Both of them were super entertaining.
Well, I mean, the Garden of Terror choice, you're absolutely right. Like, a great use of the Abathur on that map to keep the macro pressure. And, when we looked at the draft, it looked like, Lunara, Sylph, Blaze, you've got all the wave clear you need to have the macro control on that map. And yet, Mustache's engineered it in a way with that Abathur continually soaking, while Tracer and Joanna were putting the pressure on, on kill pressure, that it meant that it made it very difficult for Under Pressure, and they kind of got out-pushed and out-soaked. And yet, they didn't give up, and they fought post-20. Credit to them. So,
absolutely,
great performance from both teams. And as for the series from earlier, well, that was that was just incredible. Again, great stuff from both Lucky Play and Honk, Goose Criminals. In an even more epic series, if you can believe such a thing. That was 2-1 earlier. So that about wraps us up for today. This has been Mega Monday Matchup, or Mega Matchup Monday, or whatever.
However you'd like to call it.
Whatever we call it. It's been Mega Mustaches Monday by the looks of things as well. And Joy K, you've been here. It's been fantastic having you here. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on twitch.tv/IamJoyK.
Exactly. And you can find me at twitch.tv/HotsCaris. I normally stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I think. But not this week because I'm away and stuff. But I'll be back, probably.
You will be back. Well, thank you for having me once more. I always enjoy being 50% of this duo.
Yes, it's been a special K-cast for sure.
Special K for sure.
So thank you everyone for watching. It's been a delight casting as always. Tune in next Monday when there'll be more Heroes Lounge Mega Match at Monday, or find either of us on the internet, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, we will.
Bye.
Good night.
Muradin got away with a sliver of HP.
Gets a lot of resets, tries to reach the bunker. Bunker goes down. Everything expires. What a stun! Are they gonna get more lucky on the Maiev?
Lucky! Can you catch Erica? Yes, you can! Benzo Bear's dancing around on 600 HP. Maybe he'll get out, but the stun interrupted! So Benzo Bear falls. Now it's just... Is 3v2? Is it 3v2? It is,
It's
but
3v2, but this is scary for Maiev, but Maiev gets a bit of health back.
Look at that third win value. Hat already back up to 30% HP just by stepping out for a second. Lucky dancing around, trying to just take down this Leoric in time, but before Muradin can kill him.
Oh, this time, but it's not enough. This is an intense fight. Meanwhile, Zakara is not participating at all and is just pushing top.
Yeah. Zakara just saying, yeah, I'm not having any of this team fight nonsense. Never mind Walder.
Whoa! Goodbye, Red Team.
Excuse me? Wasn't there a red team there a second ago?
There was. Whoa! Goodbye, Red Team.
Excuse me? Wasn't there a red team there a second ago?
There was there for Blessed Shield, but it is not coming to interrupt the mosh pit. No, it keeps the backline meanwhile occupied while ETC slid in for that mosh.
Yeah, now there's no resurrect available for Blaze, not for another 30 seconds, and another kill secured on Hanzo. So 2 kills for nothing in that fight in favor of the Honk Goose criminals, and they're pushing on in this Division 3 match to start capping the objective.
But now Decker's in the middle of everyone. He's trying to disengage. They have the boop from ETC.
And
Still no 13.
It looks like they've got away with it, you know. It
Yeah.
looks like they've got away with it after a great disengage from Decker. And goes in looking for a fight.
Oh, they're going in. Dragon's Arrow. Li Ming gets to jump away. No.
Denied a little bit there. Tula, can you get away? Blaze trying to put the lockdown onto ETC. Can they hold him for long enough? In comes the Deckard route to try and zone out the rest of Lucky
And
play.
Hanzo doing the one thing there that he shouldn't do. And that is being on the side. He needs to be in the back where he can poke freely.
Yeah, but
He's
Hanzo
going
got
on the side.
resurrected.
He immediately got blown up there. Oh, there comes the mosh pit again. Oriel this time has the interrupt. Does she have the heal? Yes, she does.
This is huge play here from Lucky Play to stay alive here, but Joanna